Okay, good evening. Magandang gabi kayo sa inyo lahat. Welcome sa ating program. Today is a very special day. Happy Tuesday na naman, no? Pagka, alam niyo naman, everyday dito sa ating istasyon, happy day ho, no? So, good evening ho. Welcome to our program. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN dito po sa Legal Advice Corner. Ito ho yung ating very special segment wherein everything about the law dito sa United Kingdom, pwede ho ninyong maitanong o malaman dito po sa ating programa. Siyempre, hindi naman ako ang pinaka-eksperto ho rito. Wala naman ako masyadong alam sa batas, no? Pero maski pa ano, every night na nakakasama ko yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada, siyempre may natututunan ako maski pa ano, paunti-unti nga lang. Okay, yes, today is the 24th of November. Ilang araw na lang ho, isang linggo. Hindi, less than, kasi 24 plus 6, 30. 30 days lang ng November. So, 6 na araw na lang ho. At ano na ho ang lockdown. Wala na ho yung lockdown yata natin sa ados yata, no? Pero mas marunong ho itong ating abogado dahil mas nagbabasa ho ito, no? Compared sa atin. So, good evening. Welcome mo sa ating program. SONNY LARAGAN ho rito. Siyempre, kasama natin yung pinakamamahal nating abogado. Walang iba kundi si Attorney DANNA QUINTO. Attorney, magandang gabi sa iyo.
Magandang gabi, Mr. Laragan, and happy Tuesday, everyone. Maayong gabi sa mga Ilonggo. Dira sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin, UK man or Europe or anywhere else, Canada. We've heard as far back as American and Philippines. Welcome to the show. And as you said, Mr. Lagan, third week of lockdown. It's been interesting the last 2 to 3 weeks. Medyo nagkaroon tayo ng konting challenges with the internet traffic. So medyo change of venue tayo ngayon. Hopefully it'll be better. It looks like it's holding up. So we're hoping to provide you better streaming until medyo magkaroon tayo ng a bit of reprieve next week. Magkakaroon na daw ng tiered system daw po. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I don't know about you there in London. I don't know kung ano yung tier system namin, but there were already some guidance kung ano yung pwede natin magawa for Christmas. So that's going to be interesting in the next few weeks. Ewan ko sa inyo, kating-kating ka namang umalis sa lockdown na to. I've seen your
yes, of course.
Nabubuan ka na ba?
Yes, last night that was the topic, no? And some people reacted. Pati yung mga mayora, they reacted to me sa personal ko, nagme-message sila. Oh, yes. Kasi, di ba, we have vaccines now. Last week, we had announcements from Pfizer, from Moderna, and then recently from Oxford AstraZeneca, no? And so yun, those are quite good developments, and it is hoped by Easter time, medyo kung maganda ang timings and everything, no? Kunyari, let's say, ang rollout ng mga vaccines and everything, hopefully by Easter time, we'll back to a little bit of not really full normalcy, pero may konting normalcy, no? We can move people somehow, yung mga negosyo, yung mga taong nagsarado, yung mga taong walang trabaho, business na nagsarado, somehow nagbubukas-bukas na at babalik tayo sa normalcy. Hopefully, no, with all of these vaccines, maraming mga vaccines yan mga siguro 10 yata yan, sabay-sabay na no?
Yeah.
It's just that this first 3 came out, no? And 5 days, di ba, sa Christmas time, 23rd to 27.
Yeah.
May 5 days tayo na window, 3 bubbles, 3 families, na parang may mga bubble, ganun, no? So, ayan, ikaw, I don't know, kakabubble mo ba yung mga taga, ano ba yung pinuntahan mo dyan sa may, sorry, attorney?
Sorry. I hope so. I hope so. We've known each other since childhood, so I hope, Boris, that counts as one bubble coming from southern Mindanao that dates back 22 years. So I hope that's, I know hindi yun yung definition ng bubble, but we've known, I've known yung mga kaklase ko po doon. Just like a lot of us tayo mga Pilipino, diba? Yung mga kaklase natin nung elementary time. Kaklase ko po yun, elementary ako. So we know each other very well.
Wow!
Yeah, so,
okay.
yes.
yung mga
Dalawa po talaga sila. Dalawa, they're nurses, and thank you sa mga frontliner nating nurses. I know the sacrifices that they have given and they are
Mhm.
continuing to give ngayong pandemic na to. I've heard from my friends, yung mga kababata ko, and maraming salamat. So I really ako para sa akin sobrang na-appreciate ko yung serbisyo na ginagawa nila lahat sa
And
ngayong
that's the
pandemic.
reason why, attorney, that's the reason why I've had this parang ano parang having a co-host do sa the Sunny Laragan show ng mga frontliners natin in all
Yeah.
parts of Europe.
Wow.
Marami pala, meron pang palang mga 15 countries na kalahok doon sa tinatawag naming Pinoy Nurses United in Europe. 15 countries. Nagulat ako. Alam ko lang, 'di ba, yung UK,
Yeah.
some parts of Norway siguro, Norway ganyan, no?
Mm,
So hindi ako aware sa mga ibang countries talaga, you know. But
yes.
it's nice to know. At sabi mo, frontliners. So, mabuhay yung mga Pinoy
Mabuhay.
Nurses United in Europe, no? Ang dami.
Yes.
Dami. Gusto
Ang
ko nga
galing.
silang,
Magaling. Saludo
at
po kami sa inyo.
and
Saludo
my
kami.
co-host last night said that nung tinanong kasi what the topic was, anong may vaccine na anong unang-unang mong gagawin? Let's say bumalik tayo sa old normal. Sabi niya to
Mm,
travel back to the Philippines with the family and
mm.
also to be able to touch kasi ngayon parang kaway-kaway lang, parang ganyan lang, no? Hindi
Air hugs.
masyadong ano.
Alam mo di ba yung air hugs? Air hugs. Ganun
Air
Air
hugs. Oh,
hugs.
yeah, oo, oo, oo. Bagay si
Oh,
attorney, ha?
air
Bagay na
hugs.
bagay si
Antay ako
attorney.
sa hug.
Cute na cute. Ayan, oo. Alam mo, hindi ko
Air hugs.
up to now, attorney, no, hindi ko maubos maisip na pagka bata-bata mong abogada, no, sa totoo lang, para ka lang siguro nasa, kumbaga sa Pilipinas, para ka lang mga first year college na estudyante, parang ganyan, no, di ba? And yet, here you
Nakakatawa
are.
naman ang puso.
Hindi nga, di ba,
Nakakatawa
solicitor,
naman.
na biglang nag-cross sa mind ko habang nagkukwentuhan tayo. Sabi ko, pagka bata-bata ng mga abogada ditong kasama ko, grabe, no? Di ba? Well,
Kaka-refresh lang ng makeup. Sabi ng katrabaho ko kanina, makakapagod. Sabi ko, makapag-concealer nga. Bago
bakit? Bakit ano ba?
bago
Has it been busy? Kaya you had some concealer? Hindi naman. Kaya mag-concealer ka o hindi, attorney, you still look
At
very
least,
fresh.
at least honest ako na ano. I think because of kanina napapag-usapan natin yung ano. So, we're preparing for hearings. Kaya I'm at the office at the moment. Meron pa rin hearings. Patuloy ang legal system. As I said, from day one of lockdown. At totoo naman po sila. Tamang dineliver nila. The legal system, the judiciary has been open. And kaya there are times ang guidance naman ni Boris is as much as you can work from home. Kung hindi talaga kaya, especially pag may hearings, um, do your best to mitigate, do it safely. So ako naman, dahil tatawid lang naman ako, wala naman akong na ko-contribute sa pag-pass on ng transmission. So we made sure na yung ganon, and I have my own space here. So yun ang sinasabi ko, we're COVID compliant by attending our offices where it is necessary. I think, ano lang, ewan ko sa inyo, this is a question sa mga kababayan, ano ko Linda, dahil dati,
Mm.
ask me na pag-usapan natin. Ngayon naman, when heaters are very, pag ngayong winter, tayong, ako, lamigin akong tao sanay ako sa Pilipinas,
Really,
na
attorney?
mainit.
Then,
Lamigin ako.
hindi totoo yan. Maakit ka ng bundok, malamig, tapos meron ka mga, di ba, mga bagay-bagay na nila.
Yeah,
Oo. Di
yeah.
ba, yung mga
Puno-puno po ako
scarfy
ng
mo.
layer.
Oo, okay.
Ay,
Lamigin ka pala. Okay.
daming din po ako. So, talaga naka-bump up yung heater. Yung
Hmm.
pinakamainit na room dito sa opisina yung room ko. So, what tends to happen as well is nagda-dry up din yung ice. So, because of the humidity, yung heating. So, I think that's the
Yeah.
reason why my eyes
Oo.
were probably looking a bit tired earlier. But nakakataba ng puso. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Maraming salamat, you made my day. Na,
Totoo naman, attorney. I don't have to tell you that. Pero don't you use yung mga eye drops to freshen your eyes, kunyari, halimbawa? You do?
Meron po ako
Okay,
yung
okay.
talagang yung spray pa para it invigorates your eye. Kailangan kasi
Okay.
we're staring at screens for a very long time. We're reading papers, lots of papers. So, isa sa panlaban namin, and ito yung naano ko, isa sa panlaban talaga namin, And isa sa unang napapagod is yung mata talaga na
Mm.
nagsistrain, and sometimes you feel na medyo ano na, medyo kailangan mo ng ipahinga ng konti. So yun lang yung ano ko. I have this spray. I don't know ano yung ginagamit ng mga kababayan natin. Again, that's something for us to talk about at some
Oo.
point. May spray ako. I forgot what it
Ikaw ba,
called.
attorney, malabo ang mata mo? I mean, do you wear glasses? Oh, hindi.
May prescription pa. May astigmatism ako and
Naka-contact lenses ka bali. Hindi,
malabong.
kaya ako lang natanong kasi, sa China kasi, meron silang parang may mga factories na in the morning they do their exercises sa mata. And that's the reason why yung particular, hindi ko na matandaan kung ano yung factory na yun, na ano, yung hindi ganun malalabo yung mata ng mga tao because they do breaks and exercise. Yung mga parang mga minamasa-masahe yung mga points niyan sa ilong mo siguro, sa tuktok ng ilong, sa forehead, ganyan. Between the eyebrows, mga ganun. I don't know kung ginagawa mo yan. Ako talaga kasi, hindi ako pwedeng pwede ako mag-contacts, pero gusto ko sana magpa-laser. Kaya lang hindi pa pwede yung eyes ko. Oo, yung laser, di ba? Pwede na. Kaso nga hindi pa pwede yung aking mata, yung aking eyes kasi may leak yung likod ng mata ko ng my left eye. Oo.
Yes.
So,
you mentioned that before.
did I mention that? Oo, yeah. Oo. Nakakahiya. Alam mo, nakakahiya kasi ako nung ako'y ni-laser dyan sa St. Thomas's Hospital. Kailangan balot na balot ako going out. Para ako si Michael Jackson, no? Oh, pero mo nakikita naglalakad punong-puno.
Hindi kailangan maano.
Walang light, walang ano. When in your room, kailangan madilim. So, pag nabubura ko, nanonood ako ng TV or anything, naka-shades ako. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Oh.
Ilang araw? Ilang linggo?
Siguro mga 1 week, mga 3, 4, 5 days yata yun. Na total darkness ka.
Total darkness. Yeah.
Oo, total darkness. Oo. That was an experience. It was quite an embarrassing experience kasi when I was at the hospital, di ba? Pero mo naka-shades ka, balot na balot ka, ganun. Para kang, no? Yeah, because nga yung light, kailangan iwasan mo yung light na tumama sa iyo. Oo, tumama sa ano mo. So, okay.
Yung mata talaga natin, no?
Oo, teka muna. Attorney, may mga pagbati rito. Pabatiin muna natin yung mga yung mga people who love us. Ayan. Ay, ko na magbasa niyan. Attorney, mas malinaw ang mata mo sa akin. Ako, taga-click lang ako. Sige. Ayan, ikaw.
Good evening, Sir Sonny and Attorney Dana from Glo Marie Rose Cancino siguro, ano yan
Martinez yan.
May karugtong ba yan?
Martinez. Oo. Alam mo, masama ang loob.
Good evening.
Masama ang loob ko rin sa tao na yan.
Bakit?
Pagkahaba-haba ng pangalan. Diba?
Hindi magkasya sa...
Hindi magkasya, hirapan ka magbasa eh. Teka muna, ayan na yata. Pero,
hindi
ba kaya?
Pero hirap. Rose. Kaya pa rin.
Kaya pa rin. Sige, okay. Lalaban tayo, laban. Okay, kasi we have to acknowledge these people. Ito yung sinasabi natin, Damer, si Ma'am Cora.
Ayun.
Oo.
Evening, ma'am. Hello, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, and all. Ma'am Cora Carsola, na ka-Damer namin.
I just would like to apologize to her. Kasi si Ma'am Cora should have won 3,000 pesos last Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Ang ano doon, parang, ano ba tawag niyo sa law? Ang proviso ba or something is that they have to call up the state, via Viber.
Condition.
Condiciones, oo. Sayang, hindi nakatawag si Ma'am Cora Carsola. Hindi ko alam kung maraming pera na si Ma'am Cora. Ma'am, I love you, we love you. Damer yan, ha? Kakanta kami rito na, we stand today for our Notre Dame. Loyal and true will always remain. And as the years go passing by, we'll keep high our banners in the sky. Yun, nakalimutan ko na. Yan. Hindi nyo ho alam.
Una ng handbook yan.
May trivia ho kami ni attorney. Pareho kaming Damer from Notre Dame ho. Ako naman sa Manila, Notre Dame. Naging Greater Manila, pero dati Notre Dame of Manila lang yan eh. And, sikat kami nung araw, alam mo, attorney, kung bakit? Kasi lahat ng anak ni Dolphy doon nag-aral, anak ng mga artista doon nag-aaral, anak ng governor ng Bulacan doon nag-aaral, anak ng mga sikat ng mga restaurant sa Pilipinas, Metro Manila, doon nag-aaral. Oo,
Doon
oh,
nag-aaral. Ang
doon
galing.
nag-aaral
Okay.
mga school. Tapos anak ng mayor, mga lahat ng anak ng mayor ng Caloocan, mga asistyo, doon nag-aaral.
Oh,
Uh,
Sistro, yeah, I remember this. Sistro.
yeah, asistyo
The
family.
college.
So they stayed.
Sistro family. Yeah,
Matagal
ako
sila.
naman Notre Dame of Marbel. Marbel.
Oh,
Pareho
Marbel.
tayong NDM. Notre Dame of Marbel.
Oh, Marbel pala yun.
Ngayon, Notre Dame Siena School of Marbel na siya. Kasi, di ba, sister school din natin, ewan ko ano niya. I think they started changing or adding the Siena name simula ata nung taon namin, a long time ago. But yes, hello sa lahat ng mga taga Notre Dame and taga
Oh,
Notre Dame of Marbel or Notre Dame Siena School of Marbel. It's been a while.
parang naririnig ko yan sa mga Itbulaga. From Marbel! Kunyari, bisasali mga
Yeah.
youth, o kunyari mga kiddies, o kaya mga beauty, ganyan, no? From Marbel. Ayan. Okay, well, ang galing, ha? Kita niyo naman, ha? Si attorney, pareho kami damer.
Yeah, pero akong
Okay.
gamer.
Ito basahin natin. Ito ang pangalan nito, Lydia. Lydia siya.
Lydia ba?
Oo,
Okay. Shrewsbury.
tumawag siya sa akin eh.
Tumawag
Binoyo,
ba yan?
medyo,
Good evening po. Good evening, Ma'am Lydia from Shrewsbury, Midlands. I think we gathered from our conversation.
Midlands ba yan siya, no?
Midlands. Opo,
Shrewsbury,
Midlands
pero
po.
parang malapit daw siya sa,
Shrewsbury.
alam ko, malapit sa ano yan eh, sa may parang sa Wales ba? O parang ganyan, no? Parang closer. Okay, ito naman ang ito ang ating viewer na pagka nakita mo, pagka ganda-ganda ng buhok niya, kasi every time talagang naglalagay siya ng rollers, so every time she will try have a meeting or appear, tatanggalin niya yung rollers niya, kaya ang ganda ng buhok niya. Yan, si Emmeline Rafael, yan. Emmeline, mabuhay ha?
Evening, Evelyn. Mabuhay ka. Evening. And happy Tuesday as well to you. Nice to see you this week, Evelyn.
Okay,
Happy
ito.
Tuesday.
Ayan, ito. Yan, Galicia ba? Galicia Panera.
Hello. Hello po, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Dana. Hello. Good evening.
Oh.
Nakita ko pa rin. No? Medyo, palit po ata sa file. Hello, kay Catherine. Hello, Cathy. Taga sa amin po yan. Hello.
Ano taga sa inyo saan? Sa Ilonggo? Sa Iloilo?
Sa Marbel.
Teka lang, Marbel ka. Marbel. Oh, Marbel. Oh nga, just sa ano nga pala, sa Mindanao, no, you have a lot of different people from different parts of, halimbawa, from Batangas, from Iloilo, from Ilocos, di ba, mga Ilocano, marami rin dyan, no?
Ilocano din po. Correct.
Marami,
Ilocano
oh.
din po.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tagalog din,
Growing
siguro.
up,
Ayun,
may
mga,
ano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elise Passion Baldoc, attorney, yan. Mamabati lang siya, no?
Hello po. Hello,
Elise.
Good
Ganda naman ang
evening.
pangalan niya. Elise Baldoc. Or, ayan, Norma Santiago.
Good evening, Norma. Good evening. Hope you're well. Saan ba galing, Norma? Parang first time ko narinig yung pangalan ni Norma.
Oo nga,
Good evening.
oo.
Welcome to the show.
Good evening, eh. Ayan, si Emmeline Rafael. Ayan yung binabanggit ko. Ayan, si Emmeline. Ano ba sabi ni Emmeline?
Thank you so much. You made my day, Evelyn. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind.
Parang 60. Hindi naman, gawin mo naman 18. Ikaw naman talaga, Emmeline, no? Oo.
Sana umabot naman tayo sa majority of age. But thank you. Sobrang na-appreciate.
Okay, thank you, Emmeline, ha? Pero I guess, authority, si Darwin, good evening si Darwin, yung ating pinakamamahal na, yung kanyang daughter na si Amira, no?
Amira,
love na
yeah.
love natin. Amira, hi, good evening, Amira, no?
Hey, Dana. Hope you're well.
Oo, si Dana, no? Si Dana bumabati sa atin. Of course, ito, si Juliet Alviedo Marcelino, yun.
Ayun. Yeah. Happy Tuesday, Juliet. Yan. Regular yan eh. Salamat, Juliet. Salamat
Oh, here's your good friend, your very good friend, our good friend. Ayan.
Ay, si Ranjit.
Ranjit,
Hello, How are you?
Ayan,
Hello.
Ranjit.
Yes,
Good evening,
morning.
Ranjit, ha?
Good evening. Hope you're well.
Oo. I'm just checking kung may mga na-miss out kasi usually may na because ito, may binasa rito. Wala,
Meron ba?
baka,
Ano ba ang tawag dyan?
pero hindi, nag-skip kasi si attorney. Sabi rito ni Norma Santiago, maganda pa at bata talaga, ano yan? Tama ka.
It's very kind.
Jan Sir Sunny, ayun. Totoo yan, Norma.
Thank you, Norma. That's
Norma,
very
oo.
kind. Nakakatawa.
Ito, bago ba to? O dati mo na nababasa to? Itong si Gerard Barrientos.
Gerard Barrientos. Hindi, parang ano ka ata si Gerard? Facebook friend ko ata si Gerard or hindi. But good evening, Gerard. Hope you're well. Happy Tuesday. Naka-smiley face kayo. So, happy Tuesday.
Oh, happy
Happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday tayo.
Ranjit again says Shrewsbury is in Shropshire. Not sure I heard West Midlands correct. If I heard West, oh,
Nahuhula na lang ako eh.
oo, pero alam ko ano yan eh. Kasi meron tayong ano diyan eh, meron tayong kaibigan diyan, mga listeners, some old-time listeners. Sila ano pangalan to? Yung may-ari ng maraming ano ba pangalan to? Mga nursing homes diyan, no? So, good evening.
Yeah, okay.
Oo.
Good evening. Good evening
Ito.
sa mga kababayan natin na nagtatrabaho sa nursing home. No.
Can you figure out that can you figure out kung ano sinasabi niya? Ho ho ho, no. Ah, hindi, no?
No, I can't figure out.
Oo, hindi mo ma-figure
But
out.
good evening sa'yo. Si, ano na natin, Tere Herrera, I think she managed to,
Have we?
she was here last week or the other week, so hello to you. Yeah, whatever the message is, hello. Happy
Hindi, ang message niya, attorney, is actually a flag. Parang
okay.
either Denmark to o Norway, hindi ko ma-figure out eh.
Sige nga.
Hindi lumalabas eh. Hindi lumalabas eh. It's just comes out as ho ho ho, pero it's actually a flag. Flag yata siya, attorney. Oo, flag yata siya.
Well, wherever you're from, Denmark man or
Tere, taga saan ka? Tere, o uy.
Ariel.
Talagang ayaw pa awat naman dito. Siyempre, gumanti naman. From kung Denmark yan or Norway, meron naman taga Sweden man.
Stockholm. Fantastic.
Oh, watching your evening show.
Virginia.
Oh, mabuhay.
Hope you're
Keep
well.
safe.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving. Is it Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving na po ba? I don't know. Thanksgiving na ba sa States? Or sa
Di ba? Oo nga pala. Last Friday, di ba? Hindi. Di ba? Last Saturday. Last Saturday. Ano ba ang Thanksgiving? I think it falls on a Saturday ba?
I'm not sure if it's a Thursday or if it's Saturday, but whenever it is, happy Thanksgiving sa lahat ng mga nagta-Thanksgiving dyan. So,
kasi pag punta ako sa America noon, yung magta-Thanksgiving, tapos yung Black Friday, yung pinaka big event nung araw, dahil yung gigising ka na madaling araw, pipila ka sa mga department stores o kung yung mga mumaray, kunyari, mga TV sets sa malalaki, bebenta lang nila ng a few dollars lang. Ang dami nagpapatayan, nag-stampede para makapasok, no? I experienced that, no?
Parang Boxing Day po natin. Laro po yung Boxing Day.
Really? And then, yung sabi dito sa may, there's one place here, yung Harrods yata, meron silang a few items na talagang bargain, parang ano.
Yeah.
Tapos maraming pumipila, no? I don't know with the other shops, no? Pero it's really, really sikat sa... teka mo, nawala ka. Ako lang... kwento. Akala ko nakikita ako. Pala si attorney lang pala nakikita. Sabi ko, sino kaya kausap na may parang bubuit na sa gilid, may boses na ano, no? Well, okay. Teka muna. Taga-ano pala, Ariel pala ang pangalan to si Tere, attorney. Oo, sabi niya, watching from Norway. Ayan, sabi niya, watching from Norway. Tapos, tama ba? Asan na ba yan? Watching from Norway daw siya. Tapos, ang sabi niya, Ariel ang pangalan niya.
Ariel, okay. Ariel. Hello.
Ayun. Okay. Ito kagandahan ng information nowadays, no? Diba? You have our viewers and they give us the information instant. This coming Thursday ang Thanksgiving. Tama ka, attorney? Tama
Thank
ka.
you, Juliet. Thank you, yes. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone! Celebrating Thanksgiving this Thursday. So, yeah.
Alright. At ito, bago tayo mag-break, itong si Ariel, sabi niya, please shout out sa team, Rayman ng Norway. Rayman, ano ba yan?
Shout out Team Realman ng Norway.
Realman. Okay. Realman pala yun. Mabuhay, ha? Mabuhay.
Mabuhay kayo.
Mabuhay. Okay. Ano, magbe-break tayo, pero tatanungin kita, may di-discuss ka ba ngayon, attorney? Meron ka bang
Yes, coming from last week's topic, I promise na I'm gonna touch a little bit on it. Kasi parati nila tinatanong.
Huwag muna, magbe-break tayo, ha? Ano lang yan? Title lang, teaser lang yan. Domestic?
Kung may domestic abuse na allegation or proven, ano ba yung epekto nun sa yung contact arrangement ng mga bata? And then I'll touch a little bit, slightly off topic, i-introduce ko lang, very hot ngayon sa legal industry is legal technology. So I'm gonna ask siguro yung mga viewers natin if
Hmm.
they want to kung may naiisip sila na makakatulong in terms of kung paano nila i-reach yung abogado nila technology-wise or whatever. So that's just a little something, but the core topic is really about the effect of domestic abuse sa mga contact arrangement.
Okay, the effect of domestic abuse sa contact arrangement. Okay. Wag ho kayo nga alis, no? Magbabalik lang ho kami ni attorney at saglit po lamang, wag ho kayo nga alis.
Bakit na niluluto mo ah? Paborito ko yan.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo. May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka i-evict ka na ni kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay mister o kay misis. Away tungkol sa mana, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS. Harassment? O baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at Mayfair House, 11 Lurk Street, Bedford, MK40 3HZ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
Okay, balik tayo sa ating program muna. Pero bago ko ibalik ko si attorney, nais ko lang i-anunsyo na, well, sa show natin, every Saturday, we give away prizes, no? 3,000 pesos. And hopefully by December, gagawin na natin 5,000 pesos. And towards the, pag medyo malapit na yung Pasko, we'll give you more prizes, no? So, ayan ho. Tell your friends about it. Ayoko na muna i-anunsyo, pero yung show natin sa Sabado ho, talagang puro pa-premyo where we're giving away prizes. So, wala na hong masama doon. Nonood lang kayo. Nananalo pa kayo. Diba? It's a worthwhile way of spending your Saturday ho. Nang tanghali ho yan. Okay. Meron hong bukod sa pinamimigay ko hong mga 3,000 pounds, hindi pounds sorry, 3,000 pounds. Baka, anyway, andito yung abogado ko. I-defendo ako nito. Pag alagang ibig sabihin ng pesos, hindi pounds Hindi ko kaya yung magregalo ho ng pounds na 3,000. Baka later on, pagka nanalo ako sa lottery. Okay, ang gusto ko lang sabihin is we give away prizes dito, cash prizes, but also meron pang kabuhayan prizes packages. Ito ho ay courtesy of World Remit. Meron akong link dyan sa akin sa SONNY LARAGAN kong personal page at sa SONNY LARAGAN na page lang, no? Yung pinaka-page natin. No? Doon ho, ito ho yung sinasabi kong 10 pangkabuhayan, 200,000 pesos. So, parang prangkisang ibibigay sa inyo, parang sari-sari store, bigasan, plus bills payment, no? Yung mga bills payment siguro, yung mga Meralco, mga telepono, mga inyong mga, siguro yung mga plans, no? Mobile plans or cellphone plans ninyo. Ayan ho, It's very easy. Send money to the Philippines with through World Remit, no? Register and enter your details, no? Dito ho, puntahan nyo. May link ko sa akin. Ayan ho, manalo kayo ng win 200,000 pesos worth of Grain Smart pangkabuhayan package. So meron ka ng titinda ka na ng mga bigas. I don't know kung merong sari-sari store to, no? Pero yan, kasama na yan. So you know, 200,000 pesos, all you have to do is magpadala ka lang and then register. Hanapin nyo yung link do sa aking page. Dito sa may Sunny Laragan, kung saan kayong nanonood, meron ho tayong link ho rito. 200,000 pesos. Yan ho ang premyo. 10 ho yan. So 2 million all in all, no? 10 winners. Okay. Ayan. Ngayon, balik na ho tayo kay attorney. Attorney, ayan, yung kanyang ididiscuss na topic. Good evening once again, attorney. Ayan.
Good evening. Magandang gabi ulit sa mga kababayan, sa mga nanonood. Whether here or Europe or Canada or elsewhere, Philippines, wherever. Hopefully, whatever we discuss here, kung hindi man applicable sa inyo, hopefully mabigay nyo to someone who may use the information. Kasi may naririnig akong gano'n na napasa lang daw. Nakakatuwa kasi kumbaga yung tulungan natin mga Pilipino na nandun pa rin. Tinan mo to, baka makatulong sa'yo. So, if it's not completely applicable to you, pass it on to someone na magkakaroon ng benepisyo sa impormasyon.
Parang attorney, parang lumalabas ka ngayon, parang gustong-gusto ka nilang pagtanungan, no? Dahil merong nagtanong, wag daw ibigay pangalan. Pero hindi ko alam kung medyo baka malapit-lapit. Sabi ko, itanong na lang natin kay attorney. Maaring ang kailangan natin, baka, something about, tax yata to, eh. Pero, hindi. Tingnan natin. Gusto mo na itanong ko na? O mamaya na?
Yung tax mamaya na.
Ha?
Tuloy ako sa...
Hindi, tanong na ganito. Hindi, kasi maiden na siya, nagkaroon siya may properties sa Pilipinas, nakapangalan sa maiden name niya noon. May asawa yata siya ngayon, parang gano'n yata. Anyway, she decided, para kasi wala daw siyang bahay dito sa UK, pwede ko i-forward sa iyo email, no? Pero meron daw siyang bahay, wala siyang bahay dito sa UK, no? So ang gusto niya parang ibenta niya yung lupa na yon, yung property na yon. Pero ang tanong niya, pag pinasok ba niya matatax ba siya rito? Yun ang gusto. Very no, basic kasi pambili niya ng bahay daw yun, pabili niya ng property dahil wala nga siyang property dito. Pwede mo sagutin?
No, I can.
Okay. Sige, good. Okay.
Very straightforward. I don't know kung ano yung income tax or whatever tax. So, first of all, kailangan mo din tanongin kung matatax ka sa Pilipinas with capital gains tax. That's a general advice ng lawyer sa'yo. I'm not a tax lawyer, but siguro meron akong basic knowledge of taxation. So that's something na kailangan mong tanungin at the point of yung source of funds sa Pilipinas. Coming into the UK, I'm not sure if this is applicable sa'yo. Again, this is a basic information. Any conveyancing transaction dito may attract what they call SDLT tax when you buy something. If you're a first-time buyer, there may be an exemption, and there may be a different percentage of SDLT tax depende sa value ng home. And I think there's a lot of exemption and reliefs at the moment. This is my practical, yun yung academic advice. Ask an accountant, and I can signpost you to someone na Filipino. Wala kami I can signpost you to a few people. Walang dito, there's no catch. It's just kababayan natin, and they may be able to give you proper tax advice. I think if gusto mong, this is my practical advice to all clients. Kailangan mo alamin kung ano talaga yung gusto mong mangyari. And don't be shy about it. It's better to be informed. If you're not sure about sa among community, it is possible to get the information na hindi mo kailangan minsan magbayad. I mean, minsan, ako, kahit hindi taga legal advice corner, I'm quite happy to give basic information. And I hope yung mga kababayan naman natin doon are quite happy to give that basic information. So, that's my general advice. Pag bibili ka ng bahay, you can look it up. SDLT, it's called SDLT. May mga exemption for first-time buyers. Don't quote me on that kasi hindi ako tax lawyer, but that's what I know. But this is my practical advice to you. Get yourself informed. Don't shy away kung talaga yung gusto nyo mamayari. Don't shy away kasi may mga legal ways of mitigating tax. So, yep.
Yan yung
You
tanong,
don't have
attorney.
it
Oh.
to
Sabi niya, sir, message niya sa, nag-forward sa akin eh. Message, sir, I have an inquiry regarding land property in the Philippines. I have acquired my British citizenship approximately 20 years ago. Sabi niya, approx, no? Nakasulat niya. Nababasa mo ba, attorney?
Approximately. Yeah, I can.
I am divorced. I do not have a dual citizenship. I am now wanting to sell the land I have in the Philippines. Question ko po, am I liable to pay tax under UK law? The deeds was named in my maiden name. Please advise. Thank you. Please keep me anonymous should you... Pag tinaas ko na konti, makikita mo yung pangalan eh. Please keep me anonymous should you mention this on your show. Thank you. Ayan.
Walang problema.
Tapos nagkausap kami. Sabi niya, tinatanong nga sa'yo. Sabi ko, hindi ko alam eh. Tatanong ko lang. Diba, baka hindi niya ano yan, saklaw.
I can give you a generic advice. Also, who you need to talk to is an accountant as well. So, I'm not sure yung maiden name mo. I don't think that is that would matter very much na nasa maiden name mo. The reality is that ang magmamatter niyan kung ano yung may capital gains ba, and if you buy here kung may SDLT ba, even if you're coming, kumbaga, I don't know if you're first time buyer may exemption ka. And then the other thing is, in terms of general tax, they have a thing that they call as domicile. So a lot of nitty-gritty na mga question, ask an accountant. I think sometimes we have generic questions and yung talagang answers doon would stem from a particular nag-iiba for a case-to-case basis. Do ask an accountant before you do anything so that he can help you assist your decision as well, both here and in the Philippines.
Okay, ayan ha, kita mo, nadinig mo ha. So, alam ko yung pangalan, alam ko rin yung surname niya, pero hindi ko nababanggitin, no? Okay, ayan, so attorney, tuloy na tayo sa discussion natin yan, custody. Sige, go. Sige, alright. Sige, okay na.
Buti na kinabahan ako sa tax, hindi pa naman ako. I did like taxation. As you know, ilang months na tayo dito. I just realized pala, out of nostalgia, our first ever show was here in my office. So in March, nung unang lockdown.
Yeah, March.
Was here, so it's like it's all a bit nostalgic. And kung mapapansin mo, ilang buwan na tayo hindi ko pa tinatouch ang taxation, and there's a reason for that.
Right. Pero ano rin nostalgia rin. When we did the show, I was in Spain.
How were you?
During the time that we were doing it initially, I was in Spain. So it was quite labigin din ako, kaya nung kausap kita, nilalamig ako nung siguro hindi mo nakita yung aking dalawang balot ng medyas yung suot ko siguro dahil hindi naman nakikita yung paa sa yung mga newscasters ka, mga TV host naka lang, di ba? Naka short pants, naka pajama, di ba? So di ba yung mga ganun? Pero naka maong ako, naka jeans ako para medyo fashionable tingnan. Okay, attorney. Sige. Ayan, take it away. Go.
Take it away. So, again, stemming back from last week's topic, yung last week, binigay natin yung overview ng children arrangement order, the court process in itself. We took you step by step kung anong mangyayari if you apply to the court and say, please, can I have contact with my children? Ngayon, we're gonna go a little bit deeper to a specific question na parating nangyayari or parating issue sa mga bagay-bagay, sa mga problema o mga sitwasyon na to. They always ask me this, Dana, may domestic abuse or domestic violence na allegation, either against sa akin, against a client, or against dun sa kabila. Would that mean na wala na talagang contact arrangement na i-order ang korte? Hindi ko na ba talaga makikita yung anak ko dahil they allege na pinalo ko or nasaktan yung bata, and doon na ba? Wala na ba talagang contact? The answer is the court would have to go through yung proseso nila, yung what I noted last week, and they will test it against the criteria na sinasabi ko. What is in the best interest of the children? What is safe for the children? So yung issue na to, na domestic violence, not necessarily automatic na wala. However, they would have to go through safeguarding checks and welfare checks to see if yung severity ng allegation and ng proven na allegation is enough to warrant a no contact order, or alternatively merong ways to address those issues so that a contact may happen, which is in the best interest of the children if they see na para naman sa best interest ng children to, and they can mitigate kung ano man yung mga exposure or issues in relation to a possible yung issue na sinasabi ng kabila na if there are any risk of harm, can they do something in order to make sure na ma-minimize na hindi ma-expose yung bata sa risk of harm na yun. What that means is they would have to go through yung proseso. So, hindi na automatic. Although sometimes the court would say, hindi pa ako ready na magbigay ng contact na yun kasi hindi ko pa alam kung ano talaga yung nangyari sa kaso na to. So, they may start with that. So, sabihin nila, I'm so sorry sa inyo na ikaw, alam ko, we're not saying you're a bad parent, but at the moment, ang gusto naming bantayan ay ang best interest ng bata, ang safety ng bata. And at the moment, we'll err on the side of caution na hindi muna namin bibigyan ng direct contact yung parent. Sometimes, yung legal representative mo would say, okay, habang we go through the process na sinabi ko last week of fact-finding and getting the CAFCAS to provide recommendations, kasi matagal din yun. So within that period, you may say, well, gusto ko makita yung anak ko. A court might say, not yet direct contact, but your lawyers might say, well, can we have an indirect contact? Kasi sabi mo, hindi ka comfortable to expose that child to this physical harm or pinalo. It's hindi unlikely that would happen kung nasa video call lang tayo or may contact supervisor na magma-manage nung pagkikita namin ng anak ko. So you may present, what I'm trying to say is there may be alternative mode of contact habang hindi pa ready yung korte na ibigay yung contact na gusto mo, to say na this is in the best interest of the child to have a meaningful relationship with me. Because yung severity naman ng allegation against sa akin, kunwari, is not that severe. So depends sa severity. But the thing, what is most important here to notice, there is a process. The court would not say never at the first hearing. If you can remember from the last hearing, even in the court will gather evidence. The court will test those evidence. They will ask people to give witness statements kung sino man yung involved. They will ask local social services to gather evidence, to conduct their due diligence. They will ask police reports to be disclosed. They will ask CAFCAS, yung kumbaga independent arm ng judiciary, to do their due diligence as well. And once nakita nila na they get to the bottom of the issue, so parang alamin ng korte, ano ba talaga nangyari? Ano nangyari? Ano yung mga allegation na to? Ikaw, anong sinabi mo nangyari? Ano bang ilang beses nangyari? And bibigyan ng opportunity yung kabilang partido to respond. And kung talagang hindi makuha in terms of witness statements lang, they will put them to the stand and testing evidence via a witness statement sa actual fact-finding hearing. And at the end of that, CAFCAS will give a recommendation. So, don't be disheartened kung ikaw yung ina-allege na may domestic violence. What would be helpful is that ibigay mo kung ano talaga yung nangyari. And what the court would like to see is that naintindihan mo kung ano yung epekto, kung ano man yung issue na yun, whether it's a cultural difference, na you're moving forward constructively. Nakikita mo na may insight ka yung consequences. Baka mali lang ang understanding mo kung ano yung batas dito, o hindi mo lang hindi mo lang naintindihan or you were under a highly stressful situation. The court wants to know everything. You have to assist yung lahat na to na lahat ng agencies na to, lahat ng participants ng system na to who's trying their best to protect this child. It is important to support them in getting to the bottom line of the fact-finding hearing. And then you present this situation. For me, ito yung sinasabi ko sa mga kliyente ko, you have to address kung ano man yung concern ng korte. Kung ano yung concern ng korte, kung ano man yung issue na nangyari, the best thing to do about it is to address it head-on. Sabihin mo sa kanila, tell me how can we make you comfortable with making a contact arrangement order. Kung gusto niyo ba na video muna o telephone muna, contact supervision muna, fine, and then we move towards the tiered system para makita nyo na we can be reliable sa contact na to. Sometimes they would also say na, pwede kong mag-workshop ka, you undergo this extra course in order for you to have a better understanding kung ano nangyari, so you can be better equipped as parents, hindi lang dun sa perpetrator minsan or alleged na nakit. Minsan pareho sila, separated parents program, they do that. So they are trying to assist those parents to reach a position where hahanapin talaga nila, ano ba yung pinaka-best para sa batang to? What is best? And if may issues, may safety issues, what is the best way to address them? Is it safe for contact to happen? And if there are issues surrounding that, what are the best ways to address those issues? Ngayon, in short term, in medium term, in long term, kailangan ba natin i-review yan after a couple of years? So those are the things. So the long answer to that is may fact-finding na mangyayari. And the best thing for you is if kung ikaw yung ina-allege na perpetrator is to assist the court as much as you can sa fact-finding na yun, and to be open and constructive about it, to help them get to the bottom of what is in the best interest of the children. Yun lang ang dapat gawin ng korte in terms of children arrangement order. So if there's domestic abuse, it's not necessarily automatic that what they would try to do is to try to find kung ito bang particular case na to, they have a route towards healing. They have a route towards rehabilitation of their relationship. Kung ito ba ay hindi naman severe, hindi acute, hindi chronic, it's just a one-time thing. Kung ito ba ay chronic talaga and we really have to protect this child from having contact with this parent at all. So those are the things that they will do. They will have to go through that procedure. And during that procedure, they may say, no, not yet. You may not see them yet because you may not see them directly yet because hindi pa kami ganun ka persuaded na it's safe and it's best for them. But give us your proposal. Kung ano sa tingin mo, these are our concerns. How do you think you can address them? And that is the theme of this exercise. Ano ba ang pwede natin gawin so that we could put these children in the best possible position at all times? The paramount consideration from the first moment that the case hits that jurisdiction is that what is the best interest? What is in the best interest of the children? What is the safest course? What would be a safe course of action if contact is indeed the best for them? If contact talaga ay pinaka-best option for them, ano yung pinaka-safest? How can we do that without exposing them to a risk of harm? So if you are on if ikaw yung ina-allege or ikaw yung nag-allege, those are two things that would have that I think would be helpful in terms of understanding the situation. Because I've acted for both sides. I've acted for a parent na nag-allege sila yung nagsabi na sinaktan yung bata and forever na ba to? Can I say to the court no contact forever? So I've said hindi ganun ka automatic yan. And there is still a possible route towards contact if it is in the best interest of the children to have a meaningful relationship with its parent. And it is most likely kung talagang kaya pang rehabilitate kung merong way to conduct contact in a safe manner, there is a likelihood kasi marami namang ano yun indirect contact, contact that is supervised by a contact supervisor hanggang mag-mature na yung other parent, hanggang mag-change yung other parent, if the other parent is willing to be assisted by the agencies to be a better parent, then the court would say, why not? Why not let them have a chance? Because at the end of the day, it is in the best interest of the child to have a healthy and meaningful relationship with both children. The same goes for the parent na ina-allege hindi naman end na ng kaso there and then. Bear those in mind in terms of dealing with the court. Deal with the court as constructively as possible. Be open and engage with the court. Have the self-awareness and the self-reflection and honest self-reflection of what happened could really assist the whole process. And at the end of the day, as I always say, in children matters, the paramount consideration is the best interest of the children. And that will always be whether domestic abuse man yan or whatever na issue na concern mo bilang parent in terms of either asking for contact or restricting contact, it will be tested with the same criteria, the best interest of the children.
Okay, nako, ayan, no. Talagang yan very ano yan, no. Yan ang very lalo na ngayon sa pandemic, di ba? Attorney, no, nagkakaroon ng problema yan, no. So ito actually
pressured environment and mga bata, they're alam mo, dati lalo na lockdown number 1. Ngayon bata nakabalik na sa nakabalik na sa eskwelahan. Lockdown number 1, I've heard from a lot of parents, it has been absolutely difficult. Yung discipline, yung routine, suddenly, wala silang, everyone has to homeschool their children. And may work pressure, and you have the pressure of having the children all the time. So, ang daming mga nangyayari na hindi naman normally siguro nangyayari. And not just about that, may mga situations na yung parehong parent mismo are, they probably push each other's buttons, and there's a lot of activities, if you may, I suppose, that happened in the family setting for the last 10 months. So it's just a little extra knowledge if you're going through something similar like this, whether ikaw man yung ina-allege or ikaw yung nag-a-allege, it's worth hopefully it's worth having this information para makamove ka sa case mo as constructively as possible.
Okay. Sabi mo may mga safeguarding checks, no? Welfare checks. Attorney, how is it done? How is it concretized? How did you say concretely na kasi you said that there are safeguarding checks, mga welfare checks. Ano yan? Is it anong proseso yan? Is there like a government siguro employee, I don't know, sa isang may welfare department ba dito? Pupunta ganon, chine-check in.
Kafkas. I told about Kafkas, then the court advisory at one. So Kafkas, there would be an officer, a Kafkas officer, who would be assigned to case. Or minsan, if they would assign it to the local authority, sometimes as well, there's social services there. So you're right. In some sense, the court is assisted by social workers in terms of finding out what really happened to this family. And it's all encompassing, huh? They're gonna look at sometimes police disclosure. So sasabihin, ilang beses na to nag-report sa police yung pamilya na to. Of domestic violence. So they will look at that. They will look at any police caution dun sa either parties kung may mga ano ba sila, may mga history with criminality. And they will look at schools sometimes, mga school records. Talagang multi-agency po to. So the reason being is they're trying to protect vulnerable children here, and they're not shy about finding out the truth. So, yung mga welfare checks na yan, as I've said, multi-agencies, and that's how they come to yung mga reports nila. And side by side, so we talked about fact finding. Kung may allegations and merong dispute as to what really happened, with those information, with those evidence, with the evidence coming from witness statements from both parties, and finally will be tested. Parang trial, mini trial. They will test it, they will cross-examine. Andun yung Kafka's officer looking at those, kung ano yung development ng case. And after that, they will get to write their report. So collating all those evidence and sometimes even talking to the children themselves for wishes and feelings, if it is appropriate, they will also do that. So talagang malaking due diligence, malaking fact-finding ang mangyayari.
Okay, well, mag-break lang muna tayo, attorney, ha? Mag-break tayo. At maganda, ayan, at least alam ho ninyo, no? So both sides, no? Yung both sides, yung inakusa siguro halimbawa na nanakit at yung sinasaktan, no? So sabi mo nga, both sides na represent mo na. No? Is this quite a long process, attorney? O, kasi kamukha niyan, yung abuser, siguro given lang ng mga visitation rights, siguro no? O kaya, or allowed supervised access, no? Supervised access, parang, kasi minsan nag-i-interpret ako parang makikita sa isang public, I don't know, dadalhin ng public place siguro, ganun, playground. O,
There's a few options. We have what we call contact center. Pabayaan mo pa yun. So, there are contact center na may mga social worker doon na they're trained to do this. They're trained to supervise contact. May mga play areas naman doon. Hindi naman yung parang concrete jungle lang. Or sometimes supervise community. So, community, may magsusupervise sa community. So, as you rightly pointed out, hindi ganun ka parang open yung contact. It's not quite fun things.
May tao. Parang may tao in the midst of people. Oo, ganun. No? Hindi ka pwede. Parang binabantayan ka.
Na binabantayan. So, they try as much as they can, and dito sila talagang extremely vigilant. Given kung ano man yung situation sa reality, they try this no delay principle. May mga timeline yung bawat stages na yun as much as they can. Kaya nga, hence we're still working. Hence, if you're acting for vulnerable people, the people who's experienced domestic abuse, or in those type of cases, class, kahit nung lockdown number 1, your class is an essential worker kasi talagang pinush ng korte as much as they can na ma-hear pa rin yung, that they could hear these cases kahit telephone hearing or remote hearing, because it's quite important. Rightly you said, so baka naman alleged lang, hindi naman totoo at hindi nakita yung bata, hindi niya nakita yung anak niya. So it is important for them to get to the bottom of the issues as promptly as they can. Because sometimes, baka, as I've said, hindi naman totoo yun at nag-suffer yung bata in the meantime, because they were not able to have a meaningful relationship with this parent who had not actually done what the other parent had alleged this parent had done. So, tinatry talaga nila na within a few months, but it depends on what is possible in reality. But I've seen the court tried very hard. They tried very hard during lockdown to carry on with children cases. Most of the cases I dealt with in September, kahit nung lockdown, were family cases compared to civil cases. So,
may idea ka ba ng konti? Attorney, may idea ka ba ng konti sa criminal law? Hindi, kaya ko lang nabanggit na tinanong lang kasi we're talking of abuse eh. Kasi dito, meron akong na-meet na itim. Sabi niya, alam mo, walang hiya itong bansa na to. Bakit? Kasi parang pwedeng mag-complain ng isang babae o sino, sinabi, hinampas mo siya ng kunyari, ng anything. Kunyari, pinalo mo. Pero hindi naman totoo. Huhulihin ka kagad eh. Tapos parang yung gulo, yung parang yung abala sa'yo, hindi naman, may nag-accuse lang. O, totoo ba yan? Na parang, kamukha sabi nung sinaktan siya pero hindi naman pala sinaktan. Kunyari yung mag-asawa, halimbawa, or maski yung bata, hindi man siguro sinabi nung, is it are the police dito, are they quick in arresting you?
I am going to irerinig ko
Mali,
kung ano yung
mali yata yung tanong ko. Baka
irerinig
mamaya.
ko kung ano yung narinig ko. Irerinig ko yung narinig ko at na-experience ko din. Medyo sensitibo sila sa mga allegations na mga ganun.
Yung pananakit, no?
They try to err on the side of caution kasi
Oo.
ganun. They try to err on the side of caution. And that's the reason why they would rather abalahin ka ng konti kasi they will get to the bottom of it. They try to get to the bottom of it very quickly. Anyway, but a lot of people, sabi nga nung kaibigan mo, kung talagang wala kang ginawa, it's open to abuse ng ibang tao na pwede lang tumawag, ay nako, ano nangyari dito? Kasi ako, may kaso ako na gano'n, na talagang hindi naman talaga totoo. And kailangan ng kliyente ko i-prove yung sarili niya. And to be honest, nakaka-frustrate, but makikita naman towards the end of it, if you have to keep a calm and engaging, kasi all they wanting to do is to protect yung mga bata. Protektahan tayo lahat.
Mhm.
If you're on the receiving end of it, you would want them to act on it very quickly. And kung hindi naman totoo, you've got nothing to hide. I always say to my clients, if hindi totoo, nothing to hide. And dito naman, malalaman mo talaga na hindi ito dito na parang pwede silang bayaran or whatever. Talaga they will try to get to the bottom of the issue. At kung wala namang ebidensya, and they cannot justify using court's resources as well as their own resources prosecuting someone if wala naman yung ebidensya na yun. So my advice, and as well as dati when we had the criminal point here, is engage, cooperate, engage. If there's nothing, if there's nothing to the allegation, openly talk to the police, and they will see it. They will see that cooperative ka, and binigay mo kung ano yung kailangan nila, because at the end of the day, they're just doing their job.
Pero ang tagal sa ang tagal sa attorney sa sa custodial mga ganyan. Inaabot din ng araw yan pag inaresto ka ng di ba? Tagal din yan. Minsan do ka pa hindi naman matutulog. Siguro parang matagal din yan. Kaya inaabala yung nga sinasabi, na meron lang mag-aakusa sa'yo, huhulihin ka. Tama rin naman yung sinasabi mo. It's nice to err in, di ba? It's best to err in sabi mo? Err in caution? In the side of caution. Dahil kung ikaw naman din yon, di ba? Kung ikaw naman talagang, siyempre gusto mong, di ba, may justice sa'yo, di ba? Hindi man pwedeng basta interviewin lang ng Kaya lang hinuhuli yan, inaaresto yan.
Yung public policy nila ng ganun as well, and this is just analysis ko lang din. If ganyan yung napapakita nila sa publiko, mas nade-deter nila yung mga gustong nagbabalak na manggulo.
So positive ba yun? Okay yun, mas maganda.
May ganong reason sometimes yung mga policy nila is to deter people from doing it. So sabihin nila, look, we earn the side of caution, so kahit nga lang allegation na yan, you will be treated quite strictly, so don't even think about it. So there's that element of that na in order to maintain peace and order, in order to, dito yung cleaner namin. Hello! So, yung kaibigan ko yung cleaner na. In order to maintain peace and order, in order to maintain that, yung kumaga warning sa publiko na don't you ever think about it, because we will deal with this as promptly as possible. Hindi namin i-delay. We will investigate. It is hope na yun pa lang, mabigyan na ng deterrent yung mga nagbabalak lang.
Okay, well, yung bang cleaner nyo, Pinoy o ibang lahi?
Ibang lahi po. Kasi parati akong nag-overtime, so
okay. Baka akala niya kung sino kausap mo sa sabi niya. Ginagawa may nagsasalita mag-isa yun, baka medyo na yun, no? Okay, attorney, mag-break lang muna tayo, and then we'll come back. And siyempre, pag may mga questions at more mga shoutouts yung ating mga kababayan, because they love you, no? You have endeared yourself to our kababayans. Mag-break muna lang tayo, and wag kayo kaalis, mga kaibigan, babalik ko kami ni attorney.
During these trying times, we salute the frontliners who are tirelessly caring for all of us against the COVID-19. To all the courageous nurses, doctors, carers, and paramedics at the NHS, words are not enough to thank you. We at Highlight Express International are here to support you back with a full semester 10% discount when you send your balikbayan boxes to your family in the Philippines. Dahil ang Highlight Express International ay para sa pamilya.
Tapos na niluluto ko Sarap ako pa. Paborito ko yan.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, yan, tuloy-tuloy tayo. Kasama na si attorney. We have to have an open space kasi para sa ating mga pagbate. May mga greetings tayo, attorney, no? Okay, so, ito, tingnan, asan na ba to? Ayan, ito kanina, real man, yung kanina, no? Oo. Oo nga. Ay, may mga na-miss out na mga messages dito. Uy, gusto bang, attorney, please accept my friend request. Naku, grabe naman, no? Ganda naman. Ganda ba? Oo. Oh, ayan. Thanks, attorney. Yan, oo. Ayan, si Cathy, ano to? Paano basa niya? Mas malinaw ang mata mo sa akin, attorney.
Barnham.
Barnham. Ano sabi niya? Good evening. No? From watching from Aberdeen. Oo. May message si teka muna. Idaan ko lang. Hindi, mamaya na to siguro. Si Edgar Duway, meron siyang message kanina pero na-skip eh. Pasensya na, nag-i-skip din kasi. Oo, sabi ni earlier kasi meron siyang message na kasabay nung asa na ba to? Tingnan natin to. May earlier siya eh, parang wala na, hindi ko na pag hinahanap mo, hindi mo makita. Pag hindi mo hinahanap, nakikita mo. Ganun talaga eh, no?
Story of our lives.
Oo. So, okay. Asa na ba yun?
Okay lang.
Nawala. Anyway, ito, sabi si Ma'am Cora Carsola, sabi niya, alam ko, ang elementary high principal sa Notre Dame sa Manila, si Miss Lorena Parcon, yun ang principal, ang alam ko, no? Miss Parcon, no? Ang sabi niya, yung naging principal namin sa grade school daw, sa elementary, si Miss Lorena Parcon sa Notre Dame, is from Marbel. Sabi niya.
Oh, wow!
Oo, taga Marbel daw.
Hello, Ma'am Parcon!
Ayan, Ay,
wherever you are.
Wala na, yan, baka nasa langit na.
Ay, sorry.
Hindi, kasi nung nasa high school ako noon, I was about mga teens ko, siyang, siguro, ilang taon na kaya siya ngayon? Nasa 80s na siguro, 90s? Ganun, hindi ko alam.
Malay mo po.
Baka sa bagay, may mga tao. Yung lola ko, kung hindi lang na aksidente o iniwanan ayoko na magbanggit. Aabot pa ng mga 100 years, mahaba ang edad nung yung mga babae namin eh. No?
Ang galing.
Yung tatay ko namatay na 30. Yung lolo ko namatay na 30. Nung nag-30 na ako, parang nangangatog yung tuhod ko. Dahil
may ganun.
Oo nga. Oo. My dad died at the age of 30. My grandfather died at around 30. So, ayan. Okay. Edgar Duway, magandang gabi, Attorney DQ and legendary Laragan. Mabuhay kayo. Very blooming si DQ ngayon. Si Attorney DQ ngayon. Okay. Ayan.
Magandang Edgar. Magandang gabi. I hope you're okay. Ayan.
Si Elise Passion Baldak, may tanong. Ano ba ang tanong niya? Hi, ask ko lang po sana about divorce dito sa UK to an Englishman. I-acknowledge din po ba ang divorce sa Pinas once mag-granted po? Palagi ko hindi eh.
Hindi, kasi kailangan, lalo na kung naka-ano doon, you have to do yung annulment nyo doon. Lalo na kung naka-ano yung
hindi, pero pwede divorce siya rito kung hindi ka naman kasal doon sa Pilipinas. Ang sinasabi ba niya pag divorce dito acknowledge ba sa Pilipinas? Pero ano ang hahabulin sa'yo sa Pilipinas?
Ano nga yung hahabulin sa'yo? That's the question eh. Kung may paper trail doon sa Pilipinas, kung nag-wedding, nag-church, may nakalagay doon, I forgot kung ano yung official title, but kung nakalagay doon yung marriage nila, they would have to do the annulment there kung kinasal din sila doon sa Pilipinas. Kasi alam ko may iba na nagpapakasal dito, tapos nagpapakasal din sa Pilipinas. The question is, for what purposes? Yun nga din, very, very good question. Ano ba yung...
Kasi nag-asawa siya rito ng English eh. Hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung background story niyan, di ba? Kung meron ba siyang asawa sa Pilipinas, nag-annul siya, nag-asawa rito, divorce. Is it through the properties? Email ka.
Email ka kung medyo sensitive yung information. Best email me kung ano yung d.quinto, andun ba?
Ayan. Jam, email mo na lang. Ayan.
I think mas mabuti mo kasi personal information yan eh. So, I'd rather email it to you.
At saka baka may story eh. We don't know the full facts of the story of the case niya, kung ano yung niya, kung paano yun. Sabi lang niya, nag-divorce siya ng English. Kikilalanin mo yung divorce niya rito sa Pilipinas. Pwede mo namang hindi, parang pakialam ng Pilipinas. Oo. Unless, I don't know, kung may property, baka habulin ni lalaki sa Pilipinas, baka gano'n, no? Ako nagpatayo dyan sa Pilipinas. Teka na, nawawala ako ako nagpatayo sa Pilipinas ng mga bahay ng nanay mo. Bahay ng...
Kung finances is kasama, marami yun eh, kasi overseas property, so dito yung, hindi man ito applicable sa'yo, Elise, but just in case, applicable sa'yo or sa ibang kababae natin. So, kung dito kayo kinasal, English ma'am, and dito yung pinili yung jurisdiction, hindi, yung tatanungin na properties ng korte dito, hindi lang yung properties mo sa Pilipinas, tatanungin nila kung ano yung properties mo sa buong mundo. I think it's all encompassing. So, just because na andun yung property mo sa Pilipinas, yung sabi nga ni Mr. Laragan, o baka sabihin ng asawa mo, doon ako, binili ko yan doon, dinala namin yung pera namin doon, nag-remortgage kami para bumili ng second family home doon. It's still part ng disclosure mo dito sa UK if there's a financial dispute dun sa matrimonial property. So just take note of that dahil hindi nakalagay yung asset dito, out of wala na ba siya, out of mind, out of sight na ba siya sa disclosure sa financial dispute sa divorce, hindi po. Kasama pa rin po yan, so kailangan yung i-disclose. So just take note of that. But Elise, please email me. I think you need to give further information. And mas mabuti kung i-email mo kasi medyo sensitive yung mga issue na yan.
Okay, well, tama-tama yan. So email mo na lang, mas mabuti yan. At least, at least masasagot pa ni attorney. And siguro, pagka may kailangan pa na further consultations with anybody, at least mapupuno yung sagot, no? Makakumpleto.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes. Ito, sabi ni, sino ba to? Ito, kasi alam ko, accountant to The accounting to sa UST. Ito, schoolmate ko naman to sa UST. Oo. Si Edgardo. Ano ba sabi ni Edgardo?
Edgardo, may trivia ka, di ba? Ilang linggo na yan, Edgardo. It's better streaming as promised.
May trivia ba siya, si Edgardo?
May trivia daw siya. Sabi niya 2 weeks ago. Masama yung streaming natin someone tells him to ask the
Oo nga, pero ngayon, sana, wag na natin pansinin, baka mausog, Perfect. Kasi perfect lahat tayo, lahat ng galaw natin, we movement says, walang lagging, hindi naglalag,
Exactly.
So, sana wag niyo, pag nagkaroon ng problema, streaming natin, sisihin natin si Edgardo, Edgardo, ikaw may kasalanan. Ayan. Okay, may sabi siya, ito accountant to, alam ko Ano sabi niya? Good evening, Kuya Sonny. Attorney Dana, happy Tuesday. Yan. To everyone, my initial answer, if someone sells in Pinas and there is an income, may income ba yun? May income ba yan o walang income? Income ba yan? Binenta mo lang, tapos income ba yun? Income kasi pumasok. Kumita. Dahil nagkaroon ka. Income yan There may be a tax due to BIR because of the jurisdiction. Ayun,
Ito, mag-text ako ng konti about jurisdiction. May ano ba dyan, Edgardo, about domicile? It could be capital gains, tama ko.
Sabi niya, it could be capital gains tax, plus documentary stamp tax, etc.
Yun.
Not sure now, since I have been in the UK for more than a decade now. Mayabang na to. More than 1 decade na siya Hindi na siya masyadong social na siya ngayon. Wala na siyang alam sa Pilipinas.
May ano din ba dyan, Edgardo, about domicile?
Ito.
What I learned is domicile.
May dinagdag siya Also, there is a law that foreigners cannot own real property in Pinas. That's why some Filipinos here in the UK are getting dual citizenship. Best is what Attorney Dana is saying, to get advice from tax expert. Ayan.
May mga kababayan po tayo. Meron tayong, if you don't want them, it's fine, but we can signpost you. Kumbaga sa atin i-introduce lang naman namin yung mga kilala naming nagbibigay ng tax. But we are under duty to tell you na hanggang dito lang yung kaalaman namin. And we can't...
iba ang tax Iba din, may kanya-kanyang specialty yan You cannot know everything, Pero at least a little idea. Sabi ni Virginia Smith, capital gains tax is 6%.
Okay.
And documentary stamp is 1.5%, which is a total of 7.5%, plus property transfer tax if they sell the property in the Philippines.
Thank you, Virginia. Nakakatawa, Nakakatawa yung mga flow ng information natin. So,
yes.
There we are. Some information from our kababayan about property tax or capital gains tax.
Ito, may tanong si Edgar naman nagtanong, Sabi niya, can the children file a complaint against their mother if she is abusing her husband or the father? Siguro, di ba? Pwede ba? Ano ba? Criminal law ba yan? O baka naman hindi saklaw ni attorney yan,
But by complaint, I don't know kung ano yung gustong mangyari ng mga bata if they're asking na, you know, they're being put into a very, very harmful situation. What I would say is they should persuade their father to file an appropriate non-molestation or non-occupation order para maprotektahan sila. And I think that is the best course of action in that situation because they would probably need that parent support. Otherwise, ang mangyayari nun, tatanungin ng social services, anong ginagawa ng tatay nyo? Anong ginagawa niya? Bakit hindi niya kayo, o bakit, if you feel that strongly about it, you're obviously concerned, you're obviously troubled about it. And they might look at the dad and they might say, well, your children are clearly concerned. Had they talk about it? Had they talk about this thing? So the problem is that they might say, "Oh, both the parents are not doing their jobs properly." So be very careful about that. If nag-reach na ng ganon, there's something not right na hindi maprotektahan ng both parents yung anak nila. So just be very. What would be the situation na yung mga ganyan na nangyayari is the husband will be the one who's saying, ay, kailangan ko ng non-molestation, ay parang temporary restraining order sa atin na, na preventing this other person from hurting me and the children, or a non-occupation order na hindi na siya, na paalisin siya sa bahay because the abuse is causing harm to me and causing emotional harm to the children.
Okay, well, ayan ayan, kita nyo, malawak ang mga sagot ni attorney Okidoki. Attorney, hindi lumabas ng question dito.
What?
Hindi, well, I don't know, criminal case to, pero I don't know kung baka may idea lang. Virginia Smith, sabi niya, hi Kuya Sonny. Tingnan ko lang kung lumabas sa ating social media. Hindi yata lumabas. So, dito sa, hi Kuya Sonny and Attorney Dana, dito pa ba sa UK, naglalapse din ba ang criminal case? Depende sa case Depende yata, no?
Depende sa case. Depende sa case kung may, I think limitation period yung sabi, yung inaano niya.
Prescription period yan, diba? The prescription period,
so
when it prescribes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It depends on the case. I think it's readily available. May mga cases na walang prescription period. May mga cases na after you must do that after a certain period of time. Mm-hmm. What I can tell you, though, is definitely civil cases. Most civil cases have a prescription period. So that's what I can tell you from my side of the law. Most of it, parati natin inaano na 6 years, yung 3 years. That's the reason why we all have this warning na, okay, if you want to take your time a little bit, but don't take your time too long kasi may deadline ka to raise that matter to the court.
Okay, ayan. Sabi dito ni si Edgar, nako, masyadong concerned si Edgar, talagang best friend mo to, no?
Edgar.
Sabi niya, ingat ka sa pag-uwi, Attorney DQ, andyan ka pala sa office. OT ka na sa amin. Maraming salamat. Ayan, no.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Meron po akong 2-minute commute and nakakatawa naman dito. Ano yung tumitingin-tingin sa akin yung cleaner. Pinakain. Nagmemorienda po kasi kami minsan pag naabutan ko sila. So, naalala nyo na maraming pagkain, ng mga 5 steps away. Snack table kami. So, pag gano'n, take that as a break.
Attorney, ikaw ba gumagastos ka pa ba ng mga, di ba kaming mga nasa London may bili kami ng mga bus pass or travel, yung weekly, ikaw wala ka na, hindi ka na gumagastos, no?
Wala po. Literally, a minute and a half away. Tatawid lang po ako, I'm quite happy. I tell everyone where I live. Tatawid lang ako, andun na yung bahay.
So, pag lumalabas ka, doon ka lang, saka ka lang nagbabayad ng mga bus, kung ano, no? Doon ka pa lang nagbabayad ng train, kung tren, Tagalog, train, no? Oo, wow, okay.
That's right. Yeah, Oyster card, Yeah, I do have an Oyster card. May Oyster card naman ako, minsan tinatap up ko.
May Oyster card ba kayo dyan sa inyo, sa Hertfordshire kayo, di ba? Ang inyong opisina, attorney? Sorry, Bedfordshire. Meron din ba kayong mga dyan? Ano ba, may mga, pareho rin ba sa London, meron din mga Oyster cards?
Wala po.
Wala kayo dyan. Okay, sa Bedfordshire. Okay. Alright. Attorney, ano ba to? Sabi, si Elise Passion, ask lang ako, divorce dito sa UK to an English.
Nabasa na
ito.
ba natin yun?
Hindi, ito, attorney, mag-ask lang ako about divorce dito sa UK to an English
Sige.
spouse through DV.
Alright.
Ano through DV? Through you siguro? Through DV solicitors?
Or domestic
hindi ko alam.
violence?
Domestic violence, tama ka, domestic violence siguro.
Yeah.
Ay, i-acknowledge ba siya sa Pinas? Ano po bang maging epekto nito in the future pag gusto ulit magpakasal? In love ka na naman, ha? Tapos, hindi, sabi niya, okay po, I will email you, sabi niya. Hindi, wala namang masama kung umibig, di ba? Pag-ibig, ganyan talaga.
Wala namang masama kung
Wala namang masama.
I-suspect ko sa two areas, two sections yung question mo. Epekto sa Pinas, you have to ask a Filipino lawyer sa epekto sa Pinas noon. So, dito ako sa UK nagpa-practice. What I can tell you though is, kung ano man yung reason for previous na breakdown ng marriage mo, it's actually private proceedings, hindi public yon. So, for what it's worth, nasa private proceedings yon. It's up to you if you want to tell kung sino yung bagong love mo or iniibig mo, but it's a private proceedings. But please do email, kahit I give you a generic advice, but I agree. I think pag binigyan mo ako ng konti pang detalye, siguro mas aayon pa yung advice. So, ayun, d.quinto@dbsolicitors.com. Do email me and I'll try my best to give you the suitable advice sa sitwasyon.
Ayan. Ayan, kita nyo naman, ha? At saka nakakatuwa dahil siyempre batang-bata yung abogado natin, no? At saka Pinay pa. And so they could easily relate to you rather than emailing to somebody, no, na hindi natin kalahi, no? Kaya if I were to get a lawyer, talagang mas mabuti yung, 'di ba, yung kakilala mo, 'di ba? Mas I mean, yung kamukha nun yan, Pinoy, alam mo, na nakaka-relate ka. Kasi you can tell everything, eh. 'Di ba? Minsan hindi naman sa kaya kapos tayo sa English, minsan, di ba? Minsan nalo-lost in translation, eh. I do a lot of interpreting. Kami ng mga kaibigan ko si Maria Ellis, no? We do a lot of interpreting. Nag-enjoy kami. Para na kami naglalaro na lang, eh. So it's nice. It's well paid din, no? Yung traveling time mo babayaran. Kunyari, kung 3 hours or 4 hours, they pay you about 8-9 hours, 9 per tapos babayaran ka pa per hour mo, no? So, isang araw lang, saglit na 1 hour interview mo lang, minsan, nakaka 50, 60, 70 pounds ka, eh. Isang oras lang yan, ha?
Isang oras lang, ano? Yeah.
Isang oras lang yan, no? Kaya nag-enjoy kami ni Maria. Si Maria yung ating managing editor sa US Philippines. Oo. Mabuhay, ha? Maria.
Yes, Maria. Bibigay ko sa deadline na sinabi mo.
Ay, gano'n. Nakwento ko ba na ano yan? She's the eldest sister ng Vice President ng Creative sa ABS-CBN. Nakwento ko ba? Hindi pa?
Wow, yeah. I think you mentioned ang galing.
Oh, yeah. She's si Robert Labayan, no? He is a wonder boy, wonder kid ng ad agency, ng advertising industry sa UK, sa Pilipinas. And that's the reason why ABS-CBN had to pluck him out of the advertising industry world and put him in ABS-CBN to handle all of the mga promo, Christmas promo, yung mga kumakanta-kanta artista pag mga Christmas or any big event or any promo nila, gano'n, no? So he's that, no? That's his name is, and at a very young age, the brother, si Robert Labayan, i-google nyo, lalabas naman yan, creative, sa lumalabas yan, he nakatanggap na at a very young age na, bata-bata pa yan, nakatanggap na ng mga lifetime achievement award niyan, gano'n kahusay sa industriya, no? Kung yung kawalan ng advertising agency napunta naman, it was the gain of the then ABS-CBN. Siyempre, ABS-CBN is the biggest network, no? So ayan, si Robert Labayan, si Nonoy.
Well done, Robert.
And si Maria Ellis, alam niyo ba, nung ako'y bagong DJ, bagito, ano na siya, established na rin siya noon, ang pangalan niya, Neng Labayan nung araw. Maria Ellis siya ngayon, nag-asawa ng Ellis. Pero FM na siya noon. Ako, tinetrain pa lang ako ang nag-train sa akin nga pala sa broadcasting, yung younger brother ni Angelo Castro Jr., yung namatay na newscaster. He has a younger brother. Ang pangalan si Benji Castro. So he was the guy who was training me. Ganito, left turntable, right turntable, ganito pagsalita, ganito. He was the guy teaching me. And ang training ko was in an AM station. Si Neng Labayan, si Maria Ellis, nasa FM na siya noon.
Nasa FM.
Oo, kumbaga, ako'y bagito pa lang, medyo siguro,
Yeah.
nagsisimula siya, medyo way ahead na. And then when she came over via BBC yata, there was a training sa BBC, eventually fell in love with a Northern Irish guy, si Mr. Ellis, and eventually nagkaroon sila ng dalawang anak. At dito siya nagstay na, si Maria Ellis. Yan ang
Hi,
kwento ng
Maria.
buhay. Oh, si Maria Ellis. Ay, pagdasal natin, meron siyang meron siyang counting procedure sa end of the month, no? Kasi yung kanyang stones, last year, a couple of years ago, inoperahan niya sa stones na. Ngayon, bumalik ulit. So, yeah, yan ang aking sparring
I
partner.
hope it goes well.
I hope you don't get to meet her.
You hope you.
Yes.
You hope you.
Oh, alam mo ko bakit? Pag kausap mo, para kayong kulang yata 24 hours pag nag-usap kayo. Ganun kasarap kausap 'yon. Kaya parang
gusto natin yan.
Gano'n ba? Nako, lalong gustong-gusto nun. Diyos ko, yan ang gusto nun. Tapos, I mean, you will enjoy talking to her, chatting with her. Kasi, we just talk about anything. Kaming dalawa, para ka ate ko yan para kang Tapos, we just talk about anything. We talk about our lives as broadcasters back home in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And then, minsan we do some interpreting. Meron kaming voice-over. Did I tell you that tatlong airline companies sa Middle East, bosses ko sa aeroplano? I don't know if you know about that.
No, you didn't.
Meron. Etihad, basta tatlo yan may voice ko yung ginagamit. Kasi dito nire-record yan sa London. Anyway, minsan magkasama kami ni Maria. Kukwento lang ako. Kami dalawa ni Maria, sa VSI, we do some voicing sa kanyang mga Shell, kung ano-ano yung Netflix bosses ni Maria, yung merong voice na Netflix siya. Anyway, kami dalawa sparring partner. Kunyari, pagka nag-voice over kami, sinasadya namin magkamali. Alam mo kung bakit? Hindi, kasi para pampahaba ng oras, kasi we get paid by the hour. So, kunyari, pagka siya ang nagbo-voice, ako ang voice coach kunyari niya. So, may mali ka rin. Yung nagre-record sa amin, yata yung Malaysian, kung anong lahi yun, Italian. Kunyari, nagkamali ka. Mali ka. Sige, can you please repeat that line, please? Sabihin ko kunyari, Ako naman din, ganun siya, pag nagbo-voice. Yun ang mga technique namin. Siya, kape, nagko-coffee kami kunyari. Can we have something to drink first? Just, our throat is... mga 5-10 minutes yun, dagdag na. Kaming dalawa yun ni Maria. Maria, Neng. Si Neng, ate ko yan yun nga lang ang problema. Pagka nagkita kayo, pag nag-usap kayo, yung problema, baka hindi kayo matapos. Dapat may timer kayo. Kaya pag nag-uusap kami, Maria, quick call lang to kasi alam ko pagka nag-uusap kayo, walang katapusan Diyos ko. Yan ang it's nice. I love her. I love that si Neng. I am the only one who calls her Neng kasi everybody calls her Maria Ellis, pero siyempre kami dalawa.
Yeah.
Oy, may trivia to.
I hope to meet you soon.
Yan ako. Huwag kayong mag-usap, Diyos ko. Makwento yun. Ako, baka hindi, pero I mean, I'm just kidding. Napaka-sweet yan. Masarap kasi makipagkwentuhan yan Kami dalawa, mas kung ano lang pinag-uusapan namin. Diyos ko.
Yun naman ang yun ang sa ating Pinoy kahit anong pwedeng ma-share mo talaga kasi may common experience at may common na kultura. Kaya yung sinasabi mo, iba din talaga kapag ang kausap mo, kababayan mo.
Tsaka we were in the same field. We were in the same field. We were in the media field, in the broadcasting field. She was working for the government station on yung DWIM. It meant Imelda Marcos.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Sila. Si Neng Labayan. At nakakatuwa yan. She's a UP student, mass comm. Kaya lang, dahil masyadong active when she was young, yung mga nagra-rally. So, yun, sa Pilipinas. Neng,
Galing.
Edgardo Cagastian.
All the best.
Yes, all the best, Neng.
Si Edgardo.
Edgardo, sabi ni Edgardo, trivia daw, Kuya Sonny. If with Attorney DANNA Quinto during Tuesday, we call it Happy Tuesday. What do you call now if Tuesday with Queen A? Answer. Si Queen A, kilala mo si Queen A, di ba?
Si August.
Si August, Hula mo nga, attorney, ko kapag kasama si Queen A. Oy, hi, August, ha? We love you, ha?
Namimiss ka namin. Namimiss ka namin.
Oo, sabi niya.
Mag-guesting. Sige nga, ano nga?
Hindi, ang sagot niya, attorney, Happy Echos Day. Ayun. Echos means whatever. Okay naman.
Ayun pala meaning nun. Echos.
Oo. Sabi naman ni Virginia Elona, congratulations, Sonny. Ikaw pala yung voice mo sa Etihad. That's my favorite airline. So, good luck. Mabuhay. Hindi, tatlo yun eh. Nakalimutan ko na yung dalawa eh.
Emirates? Qatar?
Ano ba? Misa kasama ko si Sol eh. Yung isang nag-recording ako sa likod ng sa street parallel to Oxford Street. Di ba? Mahaba Oxford Street and then it extends to New Oxford Street yata. And there's a parallel street and there's a company there that has a recording studio. Nakalimutan ko na yung nirecord ko. And that particular technician, he befriended me. Hinahanap niya ako sa sa Facebook yata, kinaibigan ako eh. Natuwa sa akin yung technician. Yung engineer pala, engineer. Attorney, how to contact you? Anywar, ano pangalan to? Ayan, Anywar. Ayan,
Anywar.
Sandali, bakit hindi ko nilalabas? Hindi pala nailabas, sorry. Apologies. Ayan,
Anywar, Fernandez, Gonzalez. We would have, saan ba yan? Mr. Laragan.
Ayan.
There we are, over there.
Ayan, D. Quinto.
D. Quinto at TV Solicitor.
D. pala, D. Quinto tuloy. D. May dot ho. Hindi lang D. Quinto. D. Quinto.
01234
Ay, attorney, gusto ko rin mag-plug Gusto ko rin i-plug yung buhok ko. Kita mo, may parang brown yan. Ayan.
Maganda.
Yan. Actually, next, medyo may konting streaks ng blonde ito ho'y gawa ni Dino Fornillos. If you don't have to spend much, no? You don't have to spend a lot to look fabulous. You can pay less and look gorgeous, with Dino Fornillos. Ayan.
Ay, ang galing. Nag-rhyme.
Ayan, yes.
You look very dapper.
Meron ako. Strict ba to, attorney? Ano ba tong kalala? Baka puting buhok yan, hindi?
Highlight po.
Naka-highlights. Ngayon ko lang nalaman, meron palang Brazilian. May Brazilian. Sabi ko, paglaro ko ng hair ko, attorney.
Yan.
Nakikita mo yung kulay ko, attorney?
Apo, nakikita ko.
Nakikita mo ba? Okay.
Highlight.
May buhok pa kasi.
Mas bumabata ka pa.
Attorney, ikaw ba nagpakulay ka na ng hair mo? Hindi pa, no? Talagang gusto mo jet black lang, no?
Medyo wash and wear.
Maganda din kasi talagang di ba? Talagang jet black na, I don't know, sa pelikula, sa mga movies, ang gaganda ng mga vampires, mga black-haired. Wala akong nakitang blonde na vampire, bihira siguro. Karamihan mo ng mga vampire na makikita mo, talagang jet black yung buhok at pagkaganda. Di ba? Very enticing, no?
Puro lang. Walang blonde na vampire.
Wala pa yata ako, no? Meron ba? Meron bang... Usually mga dark-haired sila, di ba? Ano, attorney?
I don't think so. Well, puro lang. Very dark-haired, as you said.
Ang pangalan pa niya, Annie War. Rowena pala. Yung nagsasabi sa How Can I Contact You, attorney, sabi niya. Ang pangalan niya si... Annie War. Annie War pala. Rowena pala. Nagpapasalamat.
Sorry, Rowena.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Contact mo. Sa bagay, hindi na natin dapat itanong kasi baka private kaya siguro mag-i-email sa'yo, no?
Just email me.
Ay, maganda siya. How do you find her? She's pretty, no? Beautiful, ha?
Very, very. Maganda. Maganda ang kababayan natin. They're pretty. Ganda ng buhok din. Ganda ng buhok mo, Rowena.
Ganda.
I hope you don't mind us saying sorry.
No, okay lang. Hindi, si ano pa. Hindi, ganyan din si Attorney Lira. Pinapansin sa niya, ang ganda ng ganyan. Pinapansin din ni Attorney Lira eh. Ayan. Naka, may tanong pa rito. Talagang ayaw kang pakawalan yata nito si... Ito si Edgar Duway eh.
Sakto overtime ko sa'yo, Edgar.
Talagang inaano mo yung overtime ni attorney, ha? Ikaw, ha? Sinasabihan mo overtime siya na ang service niya. Pero ito ka, no? Ayan, may tanong po ako. Last year, September, nagpunta ako sa Cambridge. Hindi ko alam kung nagkasya dyan yung question, attorney, no? Pero, huwag mo na i-strain yung eyes mo. Sige, basahin na lang natin. Last year, September, nagpunta ako sa Cambridge to visit and help a friend na new nurse here in the UK, as they don't know what to do and where to buy things around. So, same with me, di ako familiar sa roads nila. Then, I came across a road near the university that says Bus Gate. It's a small road na walang barrier. Bus lane pala sa kanila yun. So, nakatanggap ako ng violation last January 2020, which is I contested. I've been told to wait until my representation was addressed to. Then naputol na.
Pandemic siguro.
Uy, teka muna. Si Virginia Elora sabi niya, wow.
Ang galing!
Hindi, totoo ba yan? Pamangkin mo ba yan? Wow.
Chris, ang galing! Small world!
Uy, maganda istorya ni Dino Fornilio sa attorney ha. Pag na, alam mo ba, he came over on an MBA.
Oh, wow! Fantastic!
Oh,
Ang galing!
pero he writes very well. Eh, siyempre, Ilonggo ba tawag doon? O Waray o something, di ba? Siyempre, yung speech niya, so nagtataka yung mga professor doon sa college, ba't ang galing mo magsulat? Parang nagugulat sila dahil yung speaking niya. Paano mo pinasa yung IELTS? Pero mahusay. He's very good. He's really good. And he's a champion hairdresser sa Pilipinas.
Galing.
Talagang
Dino,
lumalaban.
Oo. Yeah, mabuhay ka.
Mabuhay ka, Dino. Ito. If you want to have... if you want to look fabulous, come to Dino Fornilios. Ayan, wow, pamangkin pala. Babanggitin natin kay Virginia Elona. Virginia, ano pa pala pamangkin mo ha? That's good ha. And he's meron ang shop niya nasa East Ham no. Meron siya mga customers all the way. All the way from attorney from ano ba yan? Scotland. Bumababa lang dahil papagupit sa kanya.
Kaya mahapunta nga sa Eastham para kay Dino.
Dino sa attorney, bigyan mo ng magandang rate ha. Dino.
Wala problema yun. Gusto ko lang supportahan yung kababayan. Minsan lang naman tayo magpagupit. Punta na lang tayo sa kababayan natin.
Ako may problema rito, attorney. Alam mo na naman, may problema. Kamag-anak yata ni Maria Ellis yan eh.
Ako? Kamag-anak yata ng bayan si Dino.
Oo nga. Yung supposedly 2 hours namin, umabot na 4 hours eh. So, okay. So, napataas yung bayad ko nung parking. No? Pero hindi, okay lang yun. Okay lang yun. Wala namang masama doon. Kasi ang parking ko naman magko-close na mga 6 p.m. yata. So, beyond that time, parang libre na yan. The next time ng charging mo, the charging mo is the following day na. So, ayan. Edgar, hindi ko nabasa. Seymour nandito. Seymour. University that says Busgate is a small road na walang banner. Bus lane pala sa kanila yun. So, nakatanggap ako ng violation last January 2020, which I contested. I've been told to wait until my representation was addressed to. Then, nag-lockdown. Yun, siguro. Wala na ako. Nabasa mo yata, attorney. Nag-lockdown na ako. Wala na akong natanggap na reply until last month. The collection of... charging, AFC charged me £150. So I called them and I asked me why while I'm still waiting for a reply from Cambridge Council. They asked me to go to Derby Council to have the representation form signed. I have a strong case with them as the road sign was not clear and that no passing sign says no passing between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I passed by 8:05 a.m. The sign was so small, so easy to miss. I only saw it when I Googled the street. Ayan.
Okay, fair enough. That seems like a decent argument.
Really? Okay.
It seems, for me, what you need to do is, ginugol mo, di ba? So, pakita mo yung screenshot ng Google and how small it is. And I think it's worth saying that kasi it may be na hindi lang ikaw yung nagkaroon ng the same mistake, and they may find na a lot of people are making the same mistake, so it would help your case na it's a common mistake and they should do something about it para hindi na sila magkaroon ng repeated na ganitong mistaken na offense. So I think it's worth saying kung sinesend, if they made you a promise na please send your representation. You can say, look, I relied on that, and that's the reason why I've not paid you anything, because we're still not done with the due process. And you said, wait for my representation. I've not had a conclusion of my evidence. So I think press them. I think be a bit more proactive. What we normally do is keep pressing. There's some benefit to being quite at it, being proactive, nagging them a little bit. Put in your diary, press them every week. If you keep popping up in their inbox, they'll probably deal with you. Wag naman yung sobrang na everyday na parang hinaharas, but tell them, look, I need to, please can you tell me within 7 days? After 7 days, tell them again, I've not heard from you after 7 days. Please can you deal with this within 14 days and then 7 days, and then keep pressing. Give them a deadline to come back to you, so that it gives you an opportunity to say, I've not heard from you, can you please come back?
Nangyari sa akin yan. Merong isang area na I've been for many years na daanan ko. And out of the blue, one April, nakalimutan ko nung kailan, bigla ako nakagulat. Nakatanggap ako ng sulat nga na may bawal na kasi daw pumasok doon sa isang street na yon. Anyway, so what I did was I paid, but I contested it. I wrote the letter saying na I've been doing this for many years. Buti na lang nagtiyempo, parang same week let's say the following week, same day, Friday or Saturday, na meron akong ano. So kita nyo, parang pinuloob ko na, kita nyo, dahil hindi ko alam, kung talaga alam ko yan, dapat hindi, di ba, I didn't wanna be penalized again, fined again. Oo.
Exactly.
Yun, binalik sa akin yung pera ko na both binayaran ko. So, ayan, okay naman. Tiyempuhan din naman eh. Minsan hindi rin, tiyempuhan din,
You have to be at it as well. Sometimes, wag mong hayaan mag-stale yung case, because it's harder pag nag-stale yung case. It's better na they deal with it as soon as possible. So, and maganda din na may paper trail ka. Kung sinabi mo, look, hindi lang nagbayad. I really wanted this to be dealt with kasi naniniwala ako sa ebidensya ko. And you can show your paper trail na proactive ka. So that's where the strategic part of it will come through.
Sana ma-solve mo yan. Sulatan mo lang siguro, Edgar, no? Okay. Si Ronald Rose Flores pala rito. Hi, Attorney Dana. Kumusta kayo?
Hi, Ronald. Mabuti naman. Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yan. Sabi ni Virginia Elona, sabi niya, sabi niya rito, Attorney Dana, sabi niya, okay, Attorney Dana and SONNY, may I invite you both for a merienda pag over na ang pandemic? Saan? Diyan sa Stockholm, Sweden o dito ka pupunta sa London?
Stockholm. Yeah, sige, sa Stockholm, Sweden, tara.
Oo, kasi taga-Stockholm yan eh.
European tour ka, Mr. Sari, mag-European tour.
European tour.
Yung Pinoy Radio, ayun, merienda tayo sa Stockholm.
Sige, well, hindi ko maintindihan kung kami dalawa ba ni Dana pupunta rin o ikaw pupunta sa amin dito, Virginia. No? Yeah, of course. Well, of course, pero yung pagpunta sa syempre, di ba, kung kailan ka pumunta sa the UK, then you tell us.
Recommend,
no?
Let's have...
pero pwede rin. We can do a European tour. Kaya di ba sabi ko, Attorney, it's mahal dyan sa Scandinavia. Just to warn you, no? Mahal ang at Scandinavia. Yung pansit na, magkano ba yung noodles dito? Let's say 6 pounds, 7 pounds dyan, 11 pounds.
11?
Or 12, or something. Basta mas mahal. Mas mahal siya, Attorney. Mas mahal.
Yeah, mahal sa kanila.
Mas mahal,
living expenses,
Oo. Sabi ni Virginia, hi, thanks for your wonderful program. Yeah, thank you then. Thanks for watching,
Virginia.
Si Virginia. And sabi ni, sama po ako. Hindi ko alam kung anong sasama si, sama po ako, laughing out loud. Sabi daw sa merienda. Okay lang.
Sama sa merienda.
Of course. Ikaw naman talaga, Virginia. Visit us in Stockholm. Ikaw talaga. Mas mahal pa yung pamasahe namin kasi sa merienda natin. Ikaw talaga, Hindi, dadalaw kami, pero punta ka rito pag sige.
One day. Pag napunta akong Sweden, kakatok ako dyan sa So, I'll let you know, Virginia. Mali mo may dyan.
Sige, yes. Uy, maraming nanonood sa atin sa sa Attorney sa Sweden and all over Europe Kilala na tayo ngayon. We have now additional viewers. Kaya welcome kayo mga kabayan, no? Meron mga nakikiusyoso sa atin, although nasa Russia, from Greece, di ba? Ganun lang talagang nakakatuwa, di ba? It's nice that you guys are with there, and syempre. And of course, syempre, pag may mga problema kayong legal, no? At si Attorney hanapin ninyo. Ayan, yan ang ating abogada ho, no? Kung if you need a lawyer, a real lawyer, yung lukso niya, hindi ho deceiving yan. Actually, yun ang strategy niya. Para yung kliyente nyo, yung kalaban ninyo, i-underestimate. Masabi ka na, wala yata abogado to. Magugulat na lang sila. Present! Ito si abogado.
Present! Please stand up, Miss Quinto. Standing up already, Your Honor.
Di ba? Tapos, baka bukod sa legal advice, bibigyan ka pa ng holistic, mga how to be very healthy, running, walking, diba? Kompleto yun. Pati si Maria Ellis ngayon, attorney, na ngayon, meron siyang nurse na, dahil nga nagkaroon siya mga bato-bato sa so, yung mga pagkain, pina-order na siya ng mga, kung mga pagkain niya ngayon. Iba na ang diet niya ngayon,
Wow, so, ayun. Sabay-sabay tayo mag-hiking next year, Maria. Sama ka sa amin. Yun.
Oy, Maria, maglalakad ka, si Attorney DANNA, Huwag lang kayo magkwentuhan. But it's so nice, Kasi maganda, very, very, yung anak niya nanalo pa ng one contest dito sa UK. I'll show you, Siya ang nanalo. Di ba yung parang apprentice ganyan? His son, si Carl, Carl was the winner. And you will be very proud dahil nanalo siya sa Pinoy, half Pinoy yung nanalo do sa, I forgot the contest Something about marketing. Hanapin natin yung series na yun. Yeah, si Carl.
Well done.
Carl Ellis. Si Carl Ellis. Ayan. Wala na ba mga pagbati dito? Yes, please, let us meet. Gusto tayo i-meet sa attorney?
Sa Stockholm ba yan? Kung pa ba tayo magmemorienda?
Inahanap ko na sa kay Romulo Cafe daw sabi niya.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oo, si Romulo Cafe.
You know them, don't you? Si Rowena din po ba yun?
May paririnig ako sa inyo. 1 minute lang, okay lang ba? 1 minute, 2 minutes, ha?
No, go ahead.
Baka sakali lang. Ito ho. Oo. Kasi ito, ayaw niya magtagalog. Pero, pinipilit natin siya magtagalog
Sino ba yan?
Dali, asa na ba to, attorney? Paririnig ko lang ho sa inyo para nang sa ganun mapakinggan ho ninyo. Dali lang. Asa na ba to? Baka nawala
Ano ba?
You mentioned about kasi attorney Romulo, si Romulo Cafe.
Romulo Cafe. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Masarap yung yung
okay.
mga pagkain dyan.
Sa Romulo Cafe,
Romulo Cafe, yeah.
Nakakain ka na ba doon? Nakapunta ka na ba doon, attorney?
Ilang beses, ilang Christmas party na rin. Ilang Christmas party natin and mga kinikita yung mga kababayan, mga childhood friends, and obviously pag naghahanap ng Filipino food sa London, talagang doon talaga yung go-to, kumbaga. Ko doon.
Yes.
Yung nila doon, yung mga kakanin. Yun ang, talaga, kasi ang hirap hanapin ng kakanin dito sa London Natuwa talaga ako doon sa mga kakanin nila. Nakakatuwa. Puto bumbong, tsaka sana.
At tinapay, may tinapay silang attorney So, tinapay.
Pandesal sila at
pandesal. Si Chris, yung ating kaibigan si Chris. Asa na ba to? Wala sayang.
Kinilaw ata. Sisig, kinilaw. Kare-kare, masarap din. Magutom ata. Usapang pagkain.
Next. Oo nga. Teka muna.
Ano pa nga ba doon? Meron sila yung parang lechon belly ata doon
yes. Pero kailangan maging seasonal yung attorney seasonal din yung kanilang Dahil nga, yung bang sandali
yung ingredients, magmo-monolog na lang ako ng mga pagkain dito. Ano pa nga ba yun may palabok din po ata akong natikman dun Napok ba yun?
Ito, attorney, baka sakaling ito. Sandali ko. Tingnan ko maipa-play natin to. Ito. Interview lang to parang Ito.
Magmo-monolog na lang muna ako dito.
Magandang araw sa mga tagapakinig ng Pinoy Radio UK.
Hindi.
Sana kayong lahat ay nasa mabuting kalagayan
Sandali,
sa mga panahong ito.
Ito, mali. Sorry. Ulitin lang natin.
UK sa EU at ano pa man ang kalalabasan ng mga negosasyon.
Ito. Nagkabulol-bulol yung mga dila namin dito Ito, pa-play lang natin. Ito, attorney Ito si bago tayo magpahinga tuloy. Magtapos. Ito, kasi pinag-uusapan, sabi ni he wants to invite us sa Romulo Cafe di ba ni ayan, visit ang Stockholm, sabi niya. Sabi niya, hello, may mga Germany, ano tayo? So, yes, please. Sabi niya, magkita tayo sa Vitas at Romulo Cafe in London.
Yes, please.
Oo.
Yes.
Meron tayo na, hello po, good evening, watching from Germany, mabuhay po.
Ay,
Ayun.
Mercy, I've been sa Hamburg, Mercy. Taga san kayo sa Germany? I've been sa Hamburg.
Hamburg is north, di ba? Hamburg is north of Germany ba? Tama ba yan?
Opo, yeah, north.
Yes, seeing the photo like they sent me is very close to another car which probably got fined too. And judging the distance, it's so easy for me to miss, as the word Busgate was written on the road, which being covered by the car in front of me. So I missed it. Nako, sayang, no?
Yeah,
Ayan.
tanong mo, yeah.
Oo. Ito, pa-play ko na lang muna para mapakinggan lang natin. Ito yung kay ano pangalan to? Si Romulo Cafe, yung kaibigan natin. Sige,
Yes,
ito.
yes.
Ito na. Interview ko natin kasi aalis ang UK sa ano pangalan to? Sa Pinoy Radio UK, one of those radio stations, we are about 10 or 12 radio stations all over the UK na nakasama in all government campaigns, UK transition, COVID and anything, no? So itong ating interview sa kanya. Pakinggan ho natin.
Magandang araw sa mga tagapakinig ng Pinoy Radio UK. Sana kayong lahat ay nasa mabuting kalagayan sa mga panahong ito. Umalis na ang UK sa EU at ano pa man ang kalalabasan ng mga negosasyon, mayroong mga tiyak na pagbabago. Ibig sabihin, ang mga negosyo at individual ay kailangang gumawa ng aksyon. Magkakaroon ng mga pagbabago mula ika-1 ng Enero 2021. Pakinggan natin si Rowena Romulo, isang lokal na negosyante sa ating komunidad, upang ibahagi ang kanyang mga preparasyon para sa UK transition. Rowena, ano ba ang iyong negosyo at saan ito nakabase at gaano katagal na ito?
Magandang araw din, Sonny. Ako ang may-ari at nagmamanage ng Romulo Cafe and Restaurant. Isa itong Filipino restaurant sa Kensington High Street sa London. Kasama ito sa family-owned na mga restaurants namin at may 4 pang mga branches sa Pilipinas. Mula pa noong 2016 ang aming restaurant. Meron kaming 18 mga tauhan at 28% nito ay mga EU nationals.
Nabanggit mo na may 28% ng iyong staff ay mga EU nationals. Ano naman ang mga aksyon at iyong ginawa upang tugunan ang bagay na ito?
Maaga pa lang, bandang February 2019, noong makumpirma na alis ang UK sa EU, sinimula na namin ang proseso na tulungan ang aming mga staff na mag-apply ng tinatawag na EU Settlement Scheme upang maging pre-settled o settled status. Ang proseso para gawin ito ay medyo madali at straightforward pa. At sa ilang mga pagkakataon ay 10 minutes lang paggamit ang government app. Kailangan lang magbigay ng proof of identity tulad ng valid passport at national insurance number bilang patunay ng continuous residence dito sa UK.
Sa iyong negosyo na restaurant business, anong mga items o produkto ang nakadepende sa importasyon mula sa EU?
Karamihan ng mga produkto na binibili namin para sa aming restaurant ay nanggagaling sa European Union. Mga 20% ito. Unang-una, ang aming selections of wines and champagne ay galing sa Italy, France, Spain, or Portugal. Yung mga gulay tulad ng kamatis, aubergine o talong ay galing pa sa Spain at Netherlands. Kami ay nasa constant communication sa aming mga suppliers at na-maintain namin at napalakas namin ang aming relasyon sa kanila at nakuha namin ang kanilang reassurance na sila ay naghahanda at magpapatuloy na i-deliver ang produkto na kailangan namin habang at matapos ang transition period. Dagdag pa dito, dinadiversify namin ang aming supply chain para hindi kami dependent o umaasa lang sa isang supplier para sa isang produkto. At patuloy na binabago namin ang aming menu base sa seasonal ingredients na available at sinusuportahan namin ang produktong British hanggat maaari.
Mukhang mayroon kang aksyon na ginawa dahil may mga paghahanda kang isinaayos para sa iyong negosyo na napapanahon para sa mga pagbabago mula ika-1 ng Enero 2021. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Rowena, para sa interview na ito.
Maraming salamat din, Sonny, para sa opportunity na ito upang ipaalam sa mga kapwa natin entrepreneurs sa ating community na kailangan nilang gumawa ng aksyon at paghahanda bago dumating ang mga changes mula January 1, 2021.
Tama yan, Rowena. Kaya't gaya ng ginawa ni Rowena, tandaan po natin na i-check ang dapat gawin. Bisitahin ang gov.uk/transition at mag-sign up sa mga updates. I-check ang guidance, gawin ang pagbabago, at let's get going.
Yun. Tagalog version yan. Hindi na kami nag-uusap ngayon. Sabi niya, Sonny, ayoko Tagalog, si Chris na lang. Hindi, kailangan, pwede ikaw pa rin. But we have an English version of that. Okay naman siyempre. Oo. Na she hates really, nahirapan talaga. Kita mo yun naman, di ba? But hindi siya makahindi lang sa akin. So, plus it's a government campaign. So, kasama siya dyan. Oh, so
very informative. Kahit ako parang okay, and they have to plan ahead at pati menu kailangan mag
sa season mag-adjust. Yes. Oo.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. And good luck sa lahat ng mga entrepreneurs ngayon sa mga paghahanda and sa Romulo Cafe, mabuhay po kayo. I'm a fan, so yeah.
Hindi lang attorney, hindi lang sila, hindi lang mga negosyante. Kaya ako nung sinabi sa amin ng gobyerno na we need yung merong kamukha niya, may employees siya, di ba? May mga Romanians, may Spanish.
Right, yeah.
So she ticks all the boxes no, because
Absolutely.
she has employees. She gets her supplies, wines from ganyan sa Europe, so dependent siya. And so siya ang perfect na pero hindi lang negosyante tayo rin How do we travel? Tayo, ano ba kailangan? Magda-drive ako sa abroad, sa Europe.
Yeah.
Kailangan ko ba ng international driving license? Inalam ko na yan. Hindi ho natin kailangan pag nasa UK tayo. If I went to Spain and I rented a car and I drove, hindi ko na kailangan ng mga international drivers. Pareho pa rin almost. Walang problema.
Almost the time, yeah.
So, pero check nyo ho, anong situation nyo? Kung may aso kayo, abroad kayo, kailangan, di ba? A lot of things kailangan i-check nyo because meron effective 1st of January, bago na ho. We're officially out of EU.
We're officially out.
So, kailangan, how do we, di ba? How do we? So, ayan. Attorney, na-extend tayo. Alam mo, tuwan-tuwa sa'yo si Edgar Duoy. Sabi niya, love na love kami ni attorney na overtime. Ganon. But anyway, misa ka lang namin kasi nakikita and we miss you, no? At it's another week, another 7 days of waiting for having some additional information from you, no? Aside from the information, we love seeing you, no? Everybody loves seeing a very young, talented, and good-looking na abogado natin, no? So, ayan.
It's a pleasure. Ako po ang talagang nagbe-benepisyo kasi it feels like coming home. Talagang at the start ng busy na week, nakakatawa kasi parang umuwi ka sa bahay mo or sa bahay ng tita mo na talagang lahat ng tao, kamusta na, ano nangyari, how was your weekend, ano sa tingin mo, and then we get information from everyone as well, lahat nagbibigay ng information, so it does feel like a taste of home. So maraming salamat po for
you are the partner, you are a very young partner dyan sa opisina ninyo, you're the head of litigation, pero walang Pinoy dyan, except you, no?
Wala pong Pinoy.
So parang ito, parang ka rin nababakasyon sa atin dahil pagka nag-Tuesday, nandun ako sa mga kabaro ko, kalahi ko. Di ba?
Exactly.
Pagdating sa the rest of the week, puro English na kayo na Englishan dyan, no?
Englishan na naman.
English na Englishan, di ba? So, ayan, no?
I'm trying to teach them Tagalog, tinuturuan ako magsalamat, tsaka yung mga kaano namin, walang anuman. So, yeah, they kind of know a little bit that. They know about the Pinoy radio, and I'm trying to impart with them a bit of the Filipino culture as well, like eating.
Okay. Well, both ways siya, di ba? I remember you attended this, yung sinabi mo na wedding na, di ba? Meron silang costume. May ganun-ganon, di ba? When we saw you, doon ka na nag-broadcast sa kung saan merong, di ba? Yung parang, yan ba yan? Parang the day before, yung parang wedding something, chukri, ano ba pangalan nun?
A few days before the wedding,
Ano pangalan yan?
Bridal shower, Mindy po ang tawag, Mindy, yes.
Yun, no? So,
it goes both ways kasi kahit ako din is I give them a taste of Philippines. Dala ata ako leche flan a few months ago when yung kaibigan ko binigyan ako ng leche flan. So,
Ayun
I
nga
brought
pala.
leche flan.
Uy, nga pala si attorney, mahusay ho magluto to. Nag-chef ho to. I mean, yung
I
mga...
worked in the kitchen for, yeah.
Oo, di ba? Eh dito, ang mga chefs are highly paid, celebrities. Ayun ko, no? Di ba, pag nasa abroad ka, sa Pilipinas, hindi naman,
Right,
well, okay din, pero when you go abroad, no? US, Europe,
Talaga. Yeah.
talagang, they have to import, no? Yung kunyari, pag nasa mga hotel sa mga Pilipinas, ang mga head chef nila, puro imported from, di ba? From Italian, French, mga ganun, no?
Classically trained French, yung French,
Oo,
classically trained in French cuisine, karamihan. But yeah, no, it's a very interesting industry na ako, may soft spot pa rin ako sa industriya na
Oo.
yun.
Pwede kayo mag-usap ni Rowena. Have you met Rowena Romulo? Have you met her?
I think very briefly a few years ago, and very smiley siya na tao. So whenever I go there, nagsasala ka and she's always smiling. But we've not had a long conversation. So,
pero alam mo yung Romulo, si Carlos P. Romulo.
Apo, yeah.
Oo.
Naging quiz na yon sa social studies.
Oh, yung kaya nga social studies natin, di ba? When I was growing up, noong panahon na yun, nag-aaral ako, siyang Department of Foreign Affairs Secretary or ganyan, no?
Security Council po, di ba? And
He was. He headed the UN Security Council, first Pinoy, no? Asian yata during that time, no?
Absolutely.
No, when the UN was at its infancy, no? So, plus, no, di ba, yung picture niya sa Leyte ba yun? Leyte landing ni Douglas MacArthur. O, di ba? Kasama siya ron. O, di ba? So, ayan, very si Romulo, ano pangalan to? Si Carlos P. Romulo. Ayun. Okay. Well, naku, teka muna, hindi na, para, Neng si Neng, sisisi ko si Neng. Oo, si Neng. Okay, magpapaalam na ho kami. Attorney, baka meron ka mga shoutouts, nais mo pang banggitin na hindi mo nabanggit, bigla mo na alala, uy, dapat pala, sinabi ko yung kanina. So baka meron ka pang naalala pa or gusto mong mag-shoutout o magpaalam na tayo. Sige, attorney.
Very, very quickly lang, because I mentioned and then Rowena mentioned na ang dami na ngayon, everyone is using technology to solve the problems. And the same din kami sa legal industry. So I'm gonna end with this and you can email yung email ko or you can send it to Sonny. And I just want to throw the question out there. Kung ikaw ay may magic wand, and you can do anything, you can ask anything at all technology-wise para matulungan kung how you communicate with your solicitor, immigration man yan, civil, criminal, whatever. Bilang kliyente, bilang isang kumbaga kliyente ng legal industry, what do you think? What are your thoughts in terms of that? Paano namin kayo matutulungan pa using technology? So, siguro you may call it a survey. So yes, please, babalik ko sa inyo yung ginagawa niyo sa akin every week. Tinatanong niyo ako every week. So I'm gonna throw it out to you. We're doing bits and bobs of projects. I will share ko in the next coming weeks what we're doing. But I'd like to know more about this. Kung ano yung sa tingin nyo ang pwede nyo magamit. We know of apps. Ang daming gumagamit ng apps. Even the home office are doing apps. But I just want to ask that sa mga Pilipino na kababayan natin, just in case may maisip kayo. So email me or email Sonny or whatever. You can mention it in a comment or you can mention it next time, and we'll talk more about it. Dahil there's a lot of projects brewing in terms of legal technology. So tune in.
Okay. So pwedeng solo, pwedeng grupo, no? Kung individual, there could be probably an app na ganun. Pero kung dalawang ka-interview, kailangan may separate din no? Or ano yung mga ways? Sige, okay, technology, that is good, no? With technology, how would it assist you in your, kamukha yung mga legal concerns yun, problems ninyo, di ba? Eventually, kung talagang i-handle niyo yung mga kaso ninyo, di ba? At talagang nasa proseso kayo, talagang, when the lawyers like you are instructed, yun na yata technical term, when you are instructed, gano'n ba sabi nun?
Instructed.
Oo.
Yes.
Pag instructed kayo, yun, tama yun.
Paano namin kayo, ano ba yung sa tingin nyo makakatulong? Baka hindi pa kami naisip. How do you think? Or ano yung mga problem areas in terms of communication? Baka yung iba sasabi, parate, this is common, I'll give you an example. Parating sinasabi ni DANNA, pass ka ng dokumento, ba't ang hirap mag-scan, pinipicturean ko lang. yung mga documents, and minsan 50 pages yung documents. It would be good to have something that could assist with that. So that's an example in terms of yung mga problems, technology problems. It may not be a solution. Tell me your technology problems, and then at least magkakaroon kami ng idea on how to better serve you using technology. Because at the moment, yun talaga even government is using technology. Everywhere is using technology. Yun yung wake-up call ng COVID sa atin, that we have to look very deeply with our resources so that we can connect with each other.
Okay. Well, attorney, may papakita, ano lang, kami ngayon, bago na ngayon sa we are part of the 10 radio stations all over, 10 or 12, no? The radio stations na kasama sa ngayon sa, yung mga, oops, sorry, attorney.
Wala tayo.
Oo nga, sorry. Hindi, dito pala ako sa kabila, sorry. Ito, sandali. Hindi, we are part of this 12 radio stations that are part of the government campaign. Ilalabas nga nila yung sa I don't know, newspapers or na itong mga 10 radio stations na kasama sa government campaign. Kasama Pinoy Radio doon. We're luckily, we have this continuous adverts coming from the government, no? Yung mga hands, face, and space. Ito na, well, you're talking of technology. Now we have to be, kamukha nito, I'll just show it to you. Lang. Dati we just email or yung aming, we send our we call it transmission certificates, evidence of how we air their commercials, no? Or the ad ng government. Pero look at this, ayan na kami ngayon. We have to upload this now. Ganyan na ang mga technology. Bago na eh. Dati you have to send it Campaign yan, no? So,
and I'm not a robot. Yeah.
Oo, ganun. So, parang na yan. We have to, TV station, radio station. So, kami ngayon, kami. So, yeah, that's ganun. So,
well, thank you.
Technology is changing.
Technology. So it may not be a solution, it may be just a problem. Tell us technology problems, areas na you're experiencing in terms of legal industry or your engagement with the legal industry, kung saan medyo hindi ganun ka-technology friendly. And let us know. So para kumbaga survey niya rin ito, how we can assist you better. So yeah, there we are.
Oy, si Ma'am Cora Carsola, download ka ng Viber, ha? Nanalo siya last week, parang nagigilty talaga, sakit ng hindi na ako makatulog nito.
Number one.
Nakakonsensya ako. Oo, download na. O kaya magsama ka ng kasama mo sa bahay para siyang tatawag. Okay.
No, pwede bang ako tumawag para kay Ma'am Carsola? Or that would be...
next time, tawagan ka ni Ma'am may 2 minutes, ganun, Dana, pakitawag mo nga para sa attorney. Ikaw na tumawag para sa akin.
I'm representing Ma'am Carsola officially.
Buga.
Can you release the prize for winning to her within 7 days?
Ayan, uy. And then, nanonood ng World Remit, no? They're watching us. And then, kasi we're giving away, kita mo yung pangkabuhayan prizes, attorney? Diba, they have this pangkabuhayan. Diba? This is how much is that? About 200,000 pesos to na papremyo. Ano lang ho kayo, magpadala lang ho kayo. Tapos tingnan nyo lang yung links doon sa aking sa aking Facebook page, no? Ayan, ano lang yan? That's 200,000 yan, 200K, yan, So, habulin nyo na, padala na ho kayo because they're gonna have a draw in the next few days and then another draw sa end of first days of January. So, ayan ho, worth 2 million yan. 200K times 10 is 2 million. Okay, well, mabuhay. Pati si Rowena Romulo nasama dito sa ating programa tuloy. Rowena! So, Wina, her friends, close friends call her Wina. So, Wina si Rowena. Okay, good evening. All right, so, okay ka na, attorney? May nabati mo na ba? May mga nabati ka na ba? Okay ka na? Ayan,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah.
O, naku, baka lalong makabahan si Edgar Duway. Naku, paano kaya pag-uwi na attorney? Kailangan niya, yung cleaner mo, baka pwedeng magpasama kang pauwi niya sa bahay, no? Alright.
Umuwi na po.
Amuwi na ba? Okay. Well, magpaalam na tayo. Mga kaibigan, thank you very much sa inyong pagsubaybay sa amin. So, sa ngalan ho ni Attorney Dana Quinto, no? Dito ho sa programang Legal Advice Corner. Ako po si Sonny Laragang nagsasabing thank you very much sa walang sawang pagsubaybay ninyo, no? Kita-kita ho ulit tayo next Tuesday. It's Happy Tuesday for another edition ng Legal Advice Corner. So, till then, goodbye. Take care. Stay healthy. And good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.